And welcome back to Turner Field here in Atlanta. Braves hosting the Cubs, game 2 of a 4-game set. Let's check out our Xfinity high-speed action. Braves taking batting practice. Cubs batting practice cut short by the rain.
It was like a tornado or a hurricane or something here at Turner Field for about a half an hour. Then it slowed just to a steady paced rain. We needed windshield wipers on our camera.
Tell you, the field drained very quickly. I'm sure that outfield grass is still rather wet. A torrential downpour and for a good hour, hour and a half. But we will be underway here in a couple of minutes.
Actually, very comfortable for the fans at this point. That rain really cooled things off, Len. We both commented when we got here to the ballpark. It felt like it was a good 10 degrees hotter than last night. Last night was very comfortable, very steamy hot today in Atlanta, but the rains have cooled things down. Should be a great night for baseball.
Bob, we saw some great defense from Darwin Barney in particular last night, but I think the catch of the night came from this Papa.
Give it to the kid.
Yeah.
Well, we got to give it up to Dad. That was a great play. Even though he's wearing Braves gear, the rest of the family wearing Cubs gear.
Jeff Samardzija with a career best 11 strikeouts. As the Cubs won 4-1, they've won 4 in a row for the first time this season. Braves take the field behind right-hander Jair Jurgens, and let's look in on Dale Swaim's Cubs Southwest starting lineup. DeJesus back in there after battling some neck stiffness. Starlin Castro at short. Anthony Rizzo at first, off to an excellent start. Alfonso Soriano in left. Laher, the all-star, in right. Clevenger getting another nod behind the plate. Barney Valbuena with the game-winning hit last night, and Chris Volstad back in the big leagues.
Let's take a look at Freddie Gonzalez Atlanta Braves defense tonight. Martin Prado in left field, Michael Bourne in center, Jason Hayward over in right field. It'll be Chipper Jones, recently named to the 2012 National League All-Star team. Andrelton Simmons at shortstop, Dan Uggla at second, Freddie Freeman over at first base, Brian McCann doing the catching tonight for right-hander Jair Jurgens. This guy finished third in the 2008 Rookie of the Year balloting, won 27 games combined between the 08 and 09 season. Fell on hard times this year. You see his combination of pitches. His changeup is really good. Much like Chris Volstad, spent a considerable amount of time down in the minor leagues trying to get things ironed out.
Set the umpires for you. Product of the University of San Diego and a licensed commercial pilot. Mike DeMuro is back at the plate. Jim Reynolds, James Hoy, and the crew chief Jim Joyce on the bases.
Yeah, Mike DeMuro recently in the news for something I'm sure he would prefer not to be in the news for. That catch down the left field line in the Yankee game. Mike DeMuro was the third base umpire who said the catch was made when the fan went home with the baseball.
Chris Volstad back in the big leagues. He was sent down in mid-May after starting the year 0-6. So still looking for his first Cubs win and his first victory on a personal level since July of last year when he was with the then Florida Marlins. So after a rain delay of just under an hour, we are underway. 72 degrees.
It has to be at least 20 degrees cooler than it was when we got to the ballpark around 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, I would agree. It felt a lot hotter this evening than it did last night. It was 91 when we started last night. "52 minutes, the official rain delay. 2-0 on DeJesus. And that's in there for a strike. That's the fastball, 87 miles an hour from Jurgens.
Yeah, Jurgens will walk some guys if you're patient. Try to work some deep at bats. You can get some base on balls and perhaps set the table for a big inning, because he will give up his share of base hits as well.
Swing and a miss. Jurgens, the first pitcher from Curacao to get to the major leagues. That was in 2007 with the Detroit Tigers.
I mentioned he was third in the Rookie of the Year balloting back in 2008. Of course, Giovanni Soto, the Cubs catcher, was the Rookie of the Year that season. Some guy named Joey Votto finished second.
I've heard of him. Fly ball well hit, but it's going to be caught. It's Prado out there in left. Here comes all-star shortstop Starlin Castro. He had a play last night. Dan Uggla ended up with an infield single as Starlin hesitated before throwing over to Anthony Rizzo. That was in the second inning. Talking to Dale Swain today, and after the game, Anthony Rizzo told the media it was on me. He was playing too far off first base and needed a little extra time to get to the bag. Misread Dan Uggla's speed, so he took responsibility for it. Here's the 0-1. Now 0-2.
Well, among all of his other gifts, Anthony Rizzo's a stand-up guy as well. He took the blame for that particular play, but we talked about it earlier this afternoon. Even if Anthony Rizzo alerts Starlin Castro, I need a little more time to get to the base because of the exaggerated shift. As a shortstop, you can't just stand flat-footed and wait for the guy to get to the base. You have to keep your momentum moving toward your target. Starlin's been very good at that this season, but on that particular play last night, not so much. And I really like the way that Dale immediately addressed it. We talked about it during the telecast last night. Sometimes you tell yourself as a manager, well, I'll catch him after the ball game, but as Dale said in spring training, what if it happens again the next inning? I don't want it to happen again tonight.
Castro 0 for 5 to start the series as Jurgens gets his first strikeout.
That's that straight changeup, has a little bit of downward movement. At times it will look like a split-fingered fastball. Has tremendous arm action on that change.
And you sit here and you look at Jurgens and the last couple of years and you ask yourself what happened. As Rizzo stands in, another go-ahead RBI for him on the home run last night.
And you love the fact that it came just to the left to straightaway center field. Look at the location of the pitch. First of all, just off of the outside corner. Rizzo stays right on it, drives it out of here just to the left to straightaway center. Man has tremendous power to all fields.
Fouls that one off. Now our Menards big lumber stat: 6 games, 5 RBIs, 4 go-ahead RBIs, and 1 game tire. Out into deep right center for Rizzo. Back toward the wall, and it's going to bounce out of play for a book rule double. Michael Bourne, the Gold Glove center fielder, almost caught up to it.
Well, that's why I feel it's so important that Rizzo continues to hit the ball all over the ballpark. Teams will not be able to play an exaggerated shift on him if he continues to pull pitches to right center field, go the opposite way when pitches are out over the plate. Forces that defense to play straight up all the way around the field, opening up some holes for Anthony Rizzo. This time the double to right center.
gives Soriano an RBI opportunity here with 2 outs. Rough night last night. 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts and a pop out to second. Yeah, the thing about Jurgens, and you've seen it already here early on, nothing about his stuff is overpowering. Might be all about confidence. Last year had a great first half, made the All-Star team. Season ended a little early due to a right knee injury. Got off to a terrible start this year. Spent the better part of 2 months at AAA before returning in late June. And when he came back, he had a fantastic outing at Fenway Park as he beat the Red Sox. Last time out, numbers were okay, but did not pitch particularly well in a no decision against the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, much like Chris Volstad for the Cubs tonight, his AAA numbers were not overly impressive whatsoever. Went 3-4 with a 5.18 ERA in his 10 starts at AAA. Gave up 68 base hits in 57 in the 3rd innings pitched. That's a slippery slope, Len. When you lose confidence in your own stuff, you start to nibble. And when you start to nibble, you fall behind in counts, you walk guys, and then you're even more scared to throw the ball down the middle of the plate.
Prado in left. Ball just not flying tonight, although Rizzo found the warning track for a 2-out double. Cubs fail to score, and Chris Volstad back in the big leagues.
Are we doing okay here?
Absolutely.
And what can I get for you?
I'll have one of those.
What's the point of an EPA estimated 42 miles per gallon if the miles aren't interesting? The Lexus CT Hybrid. This is the pursuit of perfection.
You're all set, big guy. See you in 2 weeks.
All right, great. Thanks again. Take care. We'll see you next time. Hey, Shelly.
Hi, Mr. Randall. There you go. That's your balance for today. And let's get you guys set up. He's ready for the twins, Mrs. Martinez.
Prepare for the unexpected with an emergency fund. One of our helpful steps. Take the first step today at BMO Harris Bank.
You can find your beach just about anywhere. That's why we're letting you choose. So look for specially marked packages of Corona. Find a code inside for your chance to win your beach.
Well, the Braves are scuffling. They've dropped 13 of 20 and more recently 4 of their last 5. Here's their Southwest starting lineup. Bourne, Prado, Hayward at the top. Chipper Jones in the All-Star game. Got the news today he will replace Matt Kemp. Freddie Freeman, Dan Uggla, another All-Star, Brian McCann, Andrelton Simmons, and Jair Jurgens.
Take a look at the Cubs defensively tonight. It'll be Alfonso Soriano in left, David DeJesus in center, Brian LaHare over in right field, Luis Valbuena at third base, Starlin Castro at shortstop, Darwin Barney at second base, Anthony Rizzo over at first, Steve Clevenger once again catching tonight for right-hander Chris Volstad. Chris won his first 2 games down at AAA Iowa. Pitched pretty well in those 2 ball games, but it was quite the struggle in his last 6. 3 no decisions, 3 losses over those last 6 games. Gave up 43 hits in 37 2/3 innings. Also walked 10 batters.
Pitching in Ryan Dempster's spot, previously occupied by Randy Wells, who was recently designated for assignment and eventually outrighted to Iowa. And 3-0 on the leadoff man, Michael Bourne. And it's not how you want to start. Walking the speedster Bourne, who already has 23 steals on the year. Volstad has not won in almost a calendar year. July 10th of last year with the Marlins against Houston. 11 consecutive losses. He's trying to end a streak of 19 consecutive starts without a win. Talking in the top of the first about Jair Jurgens and the issue of confidence. That's a word that you definitely have to bring up when it comes to Chris Volstad, and he admitted when he went to the minors in mid-May he needed to. And talk more about the mental side of things, maybe relaxing, not putting too much pressure on himself. And I think focused on that, Bob, way more than mechanically or any other sort of technical issues with his actual pitching. And he'll fire over to first.
Well, we don't need to remind Cub fans that a big issue for Chris Volstad in his first go round with the big league club this year was the one big inning, specifically the first inning of some ball games. Just could not seem to find that strike zone consistently enough, and when he did, he made bad pitches up over the heart of the plate.
One ball, one strike. Notice he's got a different look with the pant bottoms just below the knees. He once talked about wearing his pants long, and the reason he had done that as a big leaguer was that he never could do it when he was a kid because they didn't make pants long enough. That's a problem when you're 6'8". Well, he wasn't 6'8" when he was a teenager, but I'm sure he towered over his peers nonetheless. Tenth career start against the Braves. 2-4 with a 4.22. Bourne has not really shown an indication that he wants to go just yet.
Hey, you see those numbers stealing third base. That's something that the Braves will do. Michael Bourne, Martin Prado. You don't pay attention to them at second base, they're liable to take off for third. Braves have attempted 11 steals of third base this year, an unusually high number for a team that normally isn't very aggressive on the bases. Freddie Gonzalez, I would say more aggressive as a manager as far as the base running game than Bobby Cox ever was.
Freddie in his second season with the Braves, replaced Bobby in 2011. Up and in on Prado, 2-2.
Not as close as Prado made it appear, but a valuable pitch nonetheless. You're ahead in the count. You think that guy's leaning out over the plate, taking away the outside corner, make him uncomfortable.
Bourne was on the move as Prado rolled it foul.
Yeah, for all the rain that we had earlier this afternoon, this field looks to be in great shape. As you mentioned earlier, I would imagine there are some pretty wet spots in the outfield, but as we showed you on our time-lapse shot, the grounds crew got the tarp on the field quickly, and we're ready to play ball here.
Bourne not running, and a swing and a miss for the first out.
May have been set up by that fastball up and in. That breaking ball out of the strike zone low. Outer third of the plate. Prado right over the top.
Here's Jason Hayward. 1 for 4 in the opener. 3 strikeouts, all against the starter, Jeff Samardzija. Cubs pitch out. Bourne not running.
Well, and even that serves a purpose. Even though Michael Bourne was not running, Braves will have to take note that Dale Swaim will pitch out, even if it means putting his pitcher in a 1-0 hole to a dangerous hitter.
One and one. Well, I don't know how happy a birthday it was, but Casey Coleman celebrating his 25th birthday today, and unfortunately for him got optioned to AAA to make room for Volstad. But we'll still wish him a happy birthday anyway.
Absolutely.
I don't think Casey will be down there too long. Hopefully we see him back here soon. On the ground. Oh, Rizzo with a nice play. That ball did not come up. It was bouncing until the very end, stayed down, handcuffed Rizzo, but he was able to make the play 2 away.
Yeah, he actually makes that play behind his body as you see him backpedal, 1 foot on the bag. Oh, that's a nice play to get that ball. That shades of Bill Buckner written all over it. Well, the last hop just did not come up at all for Anthony Rizzo, but reacted quickly enough to get the out at first base.
Big hand for Chipper Jones. Comes in with his season best 9-game hitting streak, and found out today that he's an all-star for the 8th time in his career. He replaces the injured Matt Kemp. And a strike.
Good story on the Braves website about Chipper Jones and his all-star experiences. The first all-star game he went to, he was a shortstop growing up. He was a shortstop when he initially came to the major leagues, and he idolized Ozzie Smith and Barry Larkin. So as he went out to take ground balls before the all-star game, who's to his left but Barry Larkin and Ozzie Smith, putting on a show defensively. Chipper said he was just in awe of those 2 guys.
One and 2 on Jones. Bourne at second. He walked to start the inning. Kick, the pitch. Out into center. DeJesus coming after it. He dives. He did not catch it. It's a trap. I think it was the right call. The first base umpire came over to make that call. Jim Reynolds, and the Braves lead 1-0.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, Len, the ball just not carrying tonight the way it did last night, forcing David DeJesus to make that diving attempt. He traps it on the short hop. Tries to convince the umpires that he made the catch, but even David knew he didn't get the glove underneath that one.
So that leadoff walk comes back to bite Volstad, as Jones now has a 10-game hitting streak. A little pat on the back for young Anthony Rizzo. Here's a first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Low, ball 1. Outside, 2-0.
I'll tell you, it's going to be a different season next year for the Atlanta Braves. I mean, Bobby Cox retired. He went away, and Braves went on with Freddie Gonzalez sitting in that manager's seat. But when Chipper Jones leaves, that's the leader of the clubhouse. And there's something to be said for that. You know, how to act, how to behave, how to handle the media, how to handle yourself in public. And Chipper Jones has been the guy to kind of lead the young players and show them the Braves way of doing things. And once Chipper leaves, somebody else will have to take on that title.
Jones takes off for second. The throw is high, and he's in. That surprised everybody. It's his first of the year.
Might have even surprised his manager. Volstad just didn't pay him any attention over there. I guarantee you, when the Cubs went over the Braves in the base running part of the advance meeting, When you get to Chipper Jones, all it says is make sure he stops over there at first base, because at this stage of his career, he doesn't really have base stealing speed. But if you don't pay any attention to him, he'll get that walking lead and take a base.
Castro positioned in the perfect spot, and he gets Freeman. If the Cubs don't shift, it's 2-0. Chipper Jones RBI single and a stolen base, and the Braves lead after 1.
Every Domino's sandwich is made fresh with only our best ingredients.
They're not simply toasted. They're baked all the way through our pizza ovens. It makes my mouth water right now, actually.
Order any of our oven-baked sandwiches or medium 2-topping pizzas. Choose any 2 for just $5.99 each.
It's Nissan's 4th of July sales event. Celebrate with up to $1,000 holiday bonus cash on top of existing offers. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer. Hurry! $1,000 holiday bonus cash ends July 9th.
Find unbeatable savings during the Menard Day sale. Get the best stain and sealant in one with Ultra Advanced from Pittsburgh Paints. It provides ultra long-lasting protection. Save $7 per gallon. That's $35 on 5-gallon pails. Get the beauty of natural stone without the cost. Cast natural stone features an authentic beauty and adds value to any home. Great for siding, fireplaces, and more. A 100-square-foot package is $399 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
An accident doesn't have to slow you down. With Better Car Replacement, if your car is totaled, we give you the money for a car 1 model year newer. Liberty Mutual Auto Insurance.
A newborn Cubs fan, the Newborn Fan Club is a perfect gift to showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a customized photo announcing the birth on the Wrigley Field marquee, a Cubs birth certificate, Cubs baby stocking cap, and a Cubs Rookie of the Year onesie. Perfect for parents and friends alike. Visit Cubs.com for more information and to sign up today. There's a little sun back there somewhere. I think we're all right in terms of the storms. And looking at the way the wind is blowing off in the other distance, the sky is a little green. So somebody's getting hit hard right now.
Yeah.
But we got hit hard earlier. And you see those ominous skies out beyond the center field wall. That would be to the north.
Yeah, my forecasting skills left a little to be desired tonight. I told everybody it was going to be a pop-up shower, no problem. We're not going to be delayed. And man, animals were pairing up 2 by 2 here in Fulton County.
One strike on the all-star Brian LaHare. And he lines that one into right. Bring up the catcher, Steve Clevenger. Clevenger 2 hits and a run. And a good job back of the plate as well.
And it was good to do it in front of a lot of friends and family here at the ball game last night. I'm sure a lot of them are still here tonight for game 2 of the series. That's another added pressure we don't talk about a lot, because you don't want to ever get on anybody's family, and they all mean well, certainly, but when you get to the major leagues, that first time that you go play in front of a lot of friends and family, you put so much pressure on yourself. You want to justify to those people that you love that you belong here, and They want all your time. They want to ask, what kind of guy's Alfonso Soriano? What's Dale Swaim like? What's Len Casper like? Just get bombarded with questions about what it's like to be in the big leagues, and at the same time you've got to focus on the task at hand.
They don't really ask what I'm like, do they?
I think they do.
Really?
Yeah.
Two on the way, and Clevenger with a late swing to stay alive.
Yeah, almost forced to swing at that pitch because the pitch before was a called strike in very nearly the same location. Fastball just off of the outside corner. The fourth pitch of the at bat. The pitch before that was, as I said, almost in the same location and was a called strike, so you're obliged to offer at that pitch.
Outside, it's full 3-2. Now remember, LaHair and Clevenger teamed up back-to-back singles to start that 7th, and the Cubs basically won the game on the 3-run double by Valbuena. LaHair takes off, knocked down neatly by Jurgens. What a play. Cubs stay out of the double play. Clevenger out 1-3.
Not sure if that ball was hit hard enough to get all the way up the middle of the field had Jurgens fanned on it right there, but could have possibly led one of the middle infielders right to the bag. Yeah, it looked like Simmons was on his way to the base at second. Probably would have turned that into an easy double play had Jurgens not deflected it.
Here's Darwin Barney. I'll tell you what, based on what we've seen the first half of the season, we've seen a little of Brandon Phillips. I cannot imagine Phillips has had a better defensive year at second base as Darwin Barney. I mention that because Phillips is the incumbent Gold Glove winner at second, but Darwin has absolutely had a Gold Glove caliber year on defense. So we're starting the campaign.
Yeah,
they're going to get it. Oh man, they would have had him. Jurgens with a pretty emphatic reaction after Dan Uggla dropped that throw. It looked like they had Brian LaHair dead at second base.
Well, as Jurgens showed on that comebacker to the mound, he's a very adept fielder. It isn't always textbook, but he's very quick on the mound with his pickoff attempts. That time Dan Uggla tried to be too quick with the tag and didn't catch the pickoff throw.
Foul tip, strike 2.
I think the biggest difference between Brandon Phillips and Darwin Barney is Phillips does everything with a little bit of flair. You know, he'll make that play and flip the ball between his legs or behind his back, sometimes out of necessity, sometimes for style points. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but Darwin Barney is just a solid fundamental player. He makes great plays on everything he gets to.
And I do think if you compare those two guys in particular, Bob, I mean, the bottom line is to get the job done. I think Brandon Phillips maybe has a little more range, makes it look a little easier because he is such a fluid guy, whereas Darwin Barney, it does look like he's, quote, trying harder. But they're both elite guys right now. Out into center and a base hit. LaHair's going to be sent. Now Pat Listash decided to change his mind, and probably the right choice. He was sending him, and then at the last possible moment he put up his hands. See Pat saying that's my fault, but I think he read it correctly. Looked like at first he was going to give it a shot, but Bourne got rid of that ball fast.
Yeah, we've seen Michael Bourne. He's a very underrated defender in center field. Obviously with his speed he covers a lot of ground. He charges the ball hard and has a slightly above average and very accurate throwing arm. Yeah, I think Brian LaHair is going to run into an out at home plate right there if Pat Listash lets him go through.
Here comes Luis Valbuena. The game-winning double. Cleared the bases in the 7th.
See the batting average at 246, but his manager Dale Swaim says if you just watch the games, you think he's hitting 350 because he's come up with so many big timely hits for the Cubs. Be a good time for one right now.
Kick in the 1-1 pitch right back to the pitcher. It'll go 1-6-3 and that ends the inning. So Jair Jurgens helping himself defensively on the mound.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, makers of some of the most expertly engineered, beautifully designed, obsessively tested cars on the road today.
Summer is here. And so too is the summer event. Now get an incredible offer on the powerful, efficient C250 Sport Sedan with an agility control sport-tuned suspension. But hurry before this opportunity disappears. The Mercedes-Benz summer event ends July 31st.
Doc. Goose.
Our technology builds some of the best tires in the world. Because when it comes to performance, we don't just play around.
Cheater, we said no 360s.
Who's up for some leapfrog?
Darwin Barney, we've been talking defense. Time now for our Home Depot doing more on defense. I'd say he's done a lot over the past couple of days. Look at him go get it here and right.
You know, Len, just like hitters get in hot stretches and cold stretches during the course of the season, defenders can do the same thing, and Darwin Barney is in the midst of an incredible hot streak defensively. Of course, you have to have the opportunities to make those plays, but he has handled everything that's come his direction pretty much all season, but especially in the last week.
The play you saw from Sunday when he almost collided with Jeff Baker, you saw Baker at the last second stop. Chris Bosio said every time he sees a play like that, he shudders and thinks about the defining moment of Dale Swaim's career when he shattered his leg colliding with Darrell Hamilton in left field. It was a game in September in 1988. Dale was playing short. It was in the 9th inning. So he goes out and actually made the catch. Darrell Hamilton slid under him, snapped his leg, and Dale was never really the same again. Stayed in the big leagues for a long time. The other interesting note about that game and that particular play is when Dale got taken out, the guy who replaced him was named Gary Sheffield, and it was his major league debut. Dan Uggla out in the deep center, and DeJesus will make the catch right on the edge of the warning track. Gary Sheffield was 19 years old. Chris Bosio was on the mound when that horrific play occurred. A strike on Brian McCann. hitting 7th again tonight. Last night hit 7th for the first time since 2008. Not on the All-Star team this year for the first time in his first 7 full campaigns.
Yeah, Brian McCann's had a rough homestand, only 3 for 24, a 125 batting average. One thing you know about Brian McCann, he will snap out of it at some point. You just hope it's after the Cubs are long gone.
Foul tip, strike 3. Hey fans, how would you like to see the Cubs battle the Cardinals at Wrigley Field? Cubs Destinations has a limited number of spots still available for this highly anticipated matchup. All standard packages include great tickets, first-class hotel accommodations, a special Cubs gift bag, a tour of the ballpark, and a private meet and greet with a current Cub. For more info, visit Cubs.com. Rookie Andrelton Simmons as Castro plays that ball well on one hop, gets his counterpart, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3 go the Braves. 1-0 they lead after 2.
The crossover. We have the technology to rebuild it. SkyActiv technology makes it better than it was before. With the best highway MPG of any SUV, even hybrids. The all-new Mazda CX-5 will be that crossover. Better, stronger, smarter. We build Mazdas. What do you drive?
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Virtual Wallet can help you be that person who's good with money. See what's free to spend, move money with a slide, save with a shake. Feel good about your decisions.
I have evidence that proves my dad's a space alien. He speaks a weird language. He drinks green stuff. He says he's from Albuquerque. I'm not buying it. I mean, just look at him. And one more thing, he has a spaceship. The evidence doesn't lie. My dad's an alien.
The highly advanced Audi A6, named to car and drivers 10 best.
It was a dream of Ron Santos to get into the Hall of Fame. Accomplished. His bigger dream was to find a cure for diabetes. If you want to be part of Ron's legacy, play golf at beautiful Kemper Lakes with the Cubs players and coaches on July 16th, presented by PNC.
Volstad, DeJesus, and Castro against Jair Jurgens. Fastball for a strike. Jurgens 1-1 with a .259 in his career against the Cubs, facing them for the 5th time. A rainbow to right. Jason Hayward will make the catch. Talking about Jurgens and his stuff, there was a manager who was once asked about one of his pitchers who didn't have great stuff. He said, what's the deal? How does this guy get people out? And the manager said, he has AA stuff, but he's the only one in baseball who doesn't know it. Essentially, he was in the big leagues because he believed he was a big league pitcher. And he said, and when he realizes he's a AA pitcher, his career will be over. So there's certainly something to be said for intestinal fortitude and confidence at this level. I mean, how did Jamie Moyer hang around as long as he did and is still trying to? Swing and a miss on a changeup. 1 strike on DeJesus. Boy, a wild game in Milwaukee. Late afternoon affair. The Miami Marlins on a Jose Reyes home run in the 10th inning took a 12-11 lead. But then Heath Bell couldn't hold it. Aramis Ramirez in the bottom of the inning with a game ender, a 2-run shot, 13-12 Brewers, the final. Boy, where would the Marlins be if Heath Bell were Heath Bell this year? He has just had an awful first year with his new team. Five blown saves. On the ground. Freeman can't get it on the huge hop. And it's a base hit.
Nasty second hop for Freeman. He was in a good position, he felt, to field that second hop around waist high. That ball shot over his shoulder into right field. Bill, in for every player like the guy you talked about that had AA stuff, but he didn't know it. There's another pitcher somewhere that has Game 7 of the World Series stuff and has no confidence in his own ability to get big league hitters out.
Yep.
The key is to find the guy with the good stuff and put the guts of the other guy in him.
Well, it comes down to semantics. But when people talk about talent, many times they're referring just to physical talent. But I really think the mental side is a big part of it. And guts and fortitude, all those things, I think, are part of talent. Broken bat bouncer. And airmailed by Ugla into left. DeJesus will be sent around and he will score the tying run. From a possible inning-ending double play to a tie ball game.
And just a bad throw from Dan Ugla. No other way to describe it. That's a play we see second basemen make all the time. Moving to your left, turn your back to the bag, fire the ball to the shortstop to initiate a possible double play, and Ugla just airmailed it out into shallow left field, allowing David DeJesus to scamper all the way around from first base and score the tying run.
Well, Jurgens could be out of the inning. The bad bounce single off the bat of DeJesus and the ground ball to Ugla. Still only one out. And here's Rizzo. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Safe. He got in. How about that maneuver by Castro? Still only one out.
Nice slide around the tag of Simmons out there at second base. I mean, Jurgens did what you want a pitcher to do, get around that runner, chase him back to the bag that he came from, but Starlin Castro just put a trick slide on Simmons and was able to get the right hand on the base.
Fielder's choice for Rizzo. Here's Soriano. Cubs have been given already about 4 outs in this inning. And a strike. Under one to right. Hayward now coming way in to make the catch. 2 down.
Yeah, the flags above the scoreboard in center field appear to be blowing in from right center field. That time Hayward camped under that ball a couple of different times before coming in several steps to finally make the play.
Pitch to LaHare. Base hit. Castro around third. Hayward will not make a throw to the plate, and the Cubs lead 2-1.
Our Liberty Mutual pitch tracks, you see Jurgens goes to that outside corner. Brian LaHare a little bit off the end of the bat, but muscled it out there over the head of Dan Uggla for a base hit into right field. And Starlin Castro scores the go-ahead run. 2 at-bats, 2 base hits for Brian LaHare tonight. Hitting like an all-star.
29 knocked in on the year. You love how the Cubs have run the bases here this inning. Even Castro getting caught off second. Found a way back in and eventually would score the go-ahead run. And as I said, Anthony Rizzo barely got back in time.
Really not comparing anything else about their game on the mound, but Jurgens is a lot like Carlos Zambrano. Very quick feet. He's always looking to get an out on the bases if he can catch a runner napping out there. Seen him make a nice defensive play already in this ball game.
Clevenger out into left center. That'll get another one in. Rizzo will score 3-1.
Roger McDowell, the Braves pitching coach, with a visit to the mound. Boy, this is really good to see, Len, because this is what Steve Clevenger was doing so well before the oblique injury. Driving the ball to the opposite field, this time pretty much to straightaway center field. And another timely hit for the Cubs offense. Big 2-out knock. Keeps his head right down in that strike zone. Get some good carry on that line drive. Well, we talk about those oblique injuries all the time, Len. They're a lot like wrist injuries. They always take longer than you think to return to full strength. You may be able to take batting practice and catch side sessions and do everything you think you need to do to play, but when you get out there at game speed, it's always going to take you a little bit longer to recover from hand and wrist injuries and oblique injuries.
First pitch swinging, and Michael Bourne has to dive and make the catch as he lost it as we near dusk here in Atlanta. Well, the Cubs get 3 runs. The error by Uggla pretty huge in this inning. You see Bourne just able to find it at the last second.
Let's go, gentlemen. Pick a shoot.
Either parachute.
Either one.
This one has duct tape.
Both chutes are good to go, sir.
Okay.
Let's go.
See you up there, bud. Can I get, is there another blue one?
Chute's good. Packed it myself.
No, I don't think this is safe. Why is it wet?
The most important decisions are often the easiest, like choosing the healthcare coverage you can trust to give you confidence and peace of mind. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
Step into the black, the new darker, bolder spice rum from Captain Morgan.
16-speaker THX surround sound. A new world-class suspension with a driving dynamic that's controlled and responsive and adjusts in milliseconds. So, yeah, a car with intuition. How's that for a standard feature? The new MKS from Lincoln. Now it gets interesting.
Thursday, Starlin Castro and the Cubs close out their extended set with Chipper Jones and the Braves at Turner Field. Coverage begins at 5 with Chicago Tribune Live. Don't miss Cubs, Braves, Thursday night at 6 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Celebrate Independence Day with the 2012 Olympic trials on Comcast Sportsnet. Watch the London teams form in the final rounds of swimming, track and field, and gymnastics. Tomorrow morning beginning at 8, the excitement of the Olympics is on Comcast Sportsnet. Visit csnchicago.com for listings. Summer Games were here in Atlanta, 1996. And as Jurgens bats for the first time tonight, gave up 3 unearned runs in the top of this inning. Backs up Darwin Barney. So 1 out. That'll bring up Bourne. Shows bunt, takes a strike. A 6'8" Chris Volstad. Cubs got him for Carlos Zambrano. And a cash consideration on January 5th. He's only 25. From Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Famous story involving Chris Volstad is being tutored when he was a youngster by Jim Palmer, the Hall of Famer. He was a little leaguer in the mid-90s. Jim Palmer's in the news. Would you like a Cy Young trophy or a Gold Glove? Swing and a miss, strike 3. His 3 Cy Youngs and 2 of his 4 Gold Gloves are being put up for auction. Palmer quoted in the AP story saying, "At this juncture of my life, I would rather concern myself with the education of my grandchildren." Also has a stepson who's autistic and will need special care. This is saying the Cy Young trophies expected to get about $60,000 to $80,000 a piece. The Gold Gloves up to possibly $15,000. Volstad just slowed it down, and that'll cost him. Prado with an infield single. Tough not to go after it when you're 6'8".
Yeah, that's where instincts take over. You're taught to defend your position. After you release that ball, you become a fielder. You see Castro upset with himself. He thinks he should make every play. That was going to be a tough bare hand chance that time, and Castro fans on it.
Here's Hayward, who's grounded out. When you look at different careers, they're not all the same, especially how they start. Anthony Rizzo had that very difficult time in his debut with the Padres last year. Well, Jason Hayward didn't struggle a ton his rookie season. 2 years ago, hit .277, 18 home runs, had an OPS of .849. It was his sophomore year that was extremely challenging. Last year's OPS just over 700, but he's kind of back to where he was as a rookie here in 2012. is outside.
There's something interesting here, Len, with the exaggerated pull shift on for Jason Hayward. Darwin Barney is way over in the hole between first and second, and Starlin Castro playing nearly up the middle of the field. Now, just out of habit, after Steve Clevenger calls the sign, they look at each other and either with an open mouth or a closed mouth, let the other one know who's going to cover the bag on a steal attempt. Well, in this particular alignment, Starlin Castro is the only guy who can cover second base, but just to stay with the program, the repetitive nature of playing defense in the big leagues, they continue to let each other know who's going to cover the bag, and I would assume it's Starlin Castro on everything. Very simple signs. Open mouth is you, closed mouth is me. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Darwin Barney is the middle infielder that makes the calls. He looks in for the signs. We saw both infielders put their glove up, let the other guy know what's happening.
Fly ball deep left, but playable for Soriano to end the inning. Good shutdown frame for Volstad after his team gave him a 2-run lead.
Mark.
Welcome to Midas.
I'm Claire. My car's making a funny noise.
All right, let's have a look at it. So how'd you hear about us?
Mark at Midas.
When you treat people right, word gets around.
Oh, you know. You hear things.
Midas. Total car care, total customer care.
I do that too.
You've tried these?
No, just seeing how they're holding up. It's kind of like visiting old friends. Some of them a little older than others. You know, Wendy's has the summer berry salad. It's made fresh every day. It is so good.
Why settle when Wendy's berry almond chicken salad is made with fresh hand-cut strawberries and plump blueberries? Fresh tastes made fresh every day. That's Wendy's way.
Now that's better.
Must be nice, cheering on Team USA from the shallow end. Back in 08, we didn't have these U-verse wireless receivers that let you move the TV around wherever. No siree, Bob.
Who's Bob?
And if you didn't have a TV outlet, well, then you couldn't watch diddly squat.
You talk about.
You have no idea how good you have it.
It's not working.
Ooh.
Get a wireless receiver in time for the Olympic Games. Get U-verse TV for $29 a month for 6 months. Rethink possible.
Tomorrow, the White Sox look to start their own fireworks show as they take on Josh Hamilton and the Rangers in a 4th of July showdown on the South Side. White Sox, Rangers, tomorrow night at 5:30 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
The 4th inning is brought to you by the new Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell.
New in 2012 is Cubs Authentics, the premier outlet for special MLB authenticated Cubs memorabilia. From game-used baseballs, bases, and jerseys to autographed bats and photos, Cubs Authentics has the most exclusive Cubs memorabilia. Visit the Wrigley Field Concourse, the Cubs store, or email CubsAuthentics@Cubs.com for all your Cubs memorabilia needs. Valbuena rolls it up the middle, and Simmons behind second. Gets rid of it quickly for the out. Very odd story involving Todd Steverson, the Oakland A's roving hitting instructor. He was filling in the California League as a manager with the Stockton Ports. He has now been banned from the Ports dugout for a year after admitting that he told his pitcher to intentionally balk runners into scoring position to try to intentionally lose an extra innings game last month against Modesto. Now there's more to the story. He was filling in for Webster Garrison, who was on vacation. That's number one. And he was worried about injuries to his players. Game lasted more than 5 hours as Volstad strikes out. It's just the second of the night for Jurgens. He had a position player pitching. So his thought was, Bob, I'd rather protect my players than win the game. But that did not fly with the California League. Now it says he's been banned from the dugout, but again, he's the A's roving hitting instructor, so I guess theoretically he can still do his job as normal, just can't be in their dugout during a game. I guess the game did end on a base hit. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I think the mistake was admitting that he did it. You know, just go out there and tell your pitcher, hey, make it look real, but I need you to balk. And given the fact it's a position player on the mound, that shouldn't be hard to do.
The game took 18 innings to complete. Can I ask a dumb question? Why would you be worried about a position player getting hurt? Isn't there a good chance you're going to give up a run just by being a position player on the mound?
You would think so. Yeah.
I mean, I can understand if you've got a pitcher, you've got to stretch too far. But is there a huge risk of a utility infielder getting hurt by throwing some pitches? I guess the answer is, as a manager in that spot, you probably should not take the outcome of the game into your own hands in that regard, no matter what your intentions are. Foul. No argument from Dave McKay.
More from David DeJesus, who had the best look of anybody running down that first baseline, and play was right in front of him. Freddie Freeman playing very close to the line here in the top half of the fourth inning. Almost looked like he was guarding the line there. Just a step and a dive, and he was right on the foul line.
No worried about foul or fair that time. Second hit for DeJesus. Well, let me ask you a practical question. Do you think minor league baseball would ever build in some sort of stipulation after a certain amount of innings? If you get to a situation like this, if both managers agree, the game could end in a tie in a regular season contest.
I don't see why that would ruffle too many feathers. I mean, obviously you are concerned about the health of your players, and granted, it's a position player out there on the mound, but sometimes you put those guys on the mound, they think they're pitchers, you know, and they do things that they wouldn't normally do. That's a completely different throwing motion than they're used to. And just throwing off the mound itself is a different feeling for a position player. Well, it was a few years ago when Jody Davis was managing for the Cubs in Boise, where he refused to let his team go back out on the field because he felt the conditions were such that somebody could very easily get hurt. It apparently rained throughout the afternoon and into the early evening, and it continued to rain throughout the ball game. There were several delays, and at one point he just said, that's enough. This field is not playable. I don't want to risk any of my players getting hurt. And unfortunately, Jody was reprimanded for that as well.
Breaking ball misses to Castro. 1 ball, no strikes. Started late, 52-minute rain delay. Chris Volstad back in the big leagues. Jair Jurgens, his third start since coming back from AAA as well.
You know, the real determining factor, Len, in the minor leagues, when you play an extra inning ball game, there's nowhere to eat after the game.
That's a good point.
Players are going to miss their meal.
Yeah.
To go to the 7-Eleven and just something microwavable.
Well, Jose Canseco did blow out his elbow, right?
Yeah.
Pitching, so it can happen.
Well, the perfect example, I had to use a position player 2 different times during my managerial career. Once, Mark Grace.
Jesus runs, and that ball's hit foul.
Who made no allusions to the fact that he was going out there to pitch. He was just an emergency guy we were throwing out there for some laughs. And then Steve Finley we had to use one time to pitch as well, and Steve Finley was making a bid for the Cy Young Award. I was a little concerned that Steve might do something to injure his arm or his back or some other body part that would keep him from playing center field for us on a regular basis. And let's approach it differently.
Chop to Jones, little bobble on the backhand. Save. Castro hustling down the line, keeps the inning alive. And he'll get a base hit out of it.
He hit it to the right guy.
Yep.
They're not going to hang Chipper Jones with an error in his last season here in Atlanta. Just didn't find the handle on the baseball when he went into that glove. Castro hustling down that first baseline. Don't watch it, Starlin. Just run. There you go.
I know it's Chipper, but and you like your guy to get a hit, but I don't like that call.
Yeah. Well, Chipper's not the first hometown hero to be protected by the official score. Let's just put it that way. When you have the years and the status in the game that Chipper Jones does, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt from the home scorer.
Rizzo rolls to Uggla, and this will end the threat. Back-to-back 2-out hits, no runs. Cubs lead 3-1 in the 4th.
This moment in patriotism is brought to you by USAA.
We're a nation founded on sacrifice. I'm proud of my nephew for the sacrifices he's made serving our country.
USAA, we know what it means to serve.
Don't miss Red Lobster's 4-course seafood feast, just $14.99. Start with soup, salad, and Cheddar Bay biscuits. Then choose one of 7 entrees, plus dessert. 4 perfect courses, just $14.99. Come into Red Lobster and see food differently.
Toyota vehicles just get better and better. But don't take our word for it. 10 Toyota vehicles were named an IIHS top safety pick. And believe me, that's no small feat. In fact, that's more top safety picks than any other brand. Is there really anything else to say? Okay, one more thing.
Right now, get a versatile new 2012 Highlander or the family-friendly Sienna with incredible 0% APR financing. Now that's a lot for less. Toyota.
Time now for tonight's AT&T Mobility question. Which Braves pitcher tossed 8 shutout innings to give Atlanta its only World Series title? The Braves had that 14-year run of winning the division every year, but only won 1 World Series. It was 1995 as they beat the Cleveland Indians. Strike one on Chipper. Larry Wayne Jones. Everybody calls him Chipper. He's the only former #1 overall draft pick before 1995. In the majors, still playing with the team that drafted him. 1990, top pick out of Jacksonville, Florida. Outside, 2-2 the count. Chris Volstad back in the big leagues, looking for his first win as a Cub. And that one just punched into left. Valbuena playing way off the third base line. We normally say once a guy puts a ball in play, can't really guide it, but it certainly looked like Chipper knew what he was doing.
Oh yeah. Didn't open up that front side as much as he normally would. Stayed right on the ball. It looked to me like he was trying to hit that ball to the left side of the infield.
Here's Freeman. Well, I know you talked to Chipper earlier, and did you get any sense that he has doubts about calling it quits?
No, that's why I asked him about it. I was wondering if maybe you know, having this great year that he's having up to this point, and this was before we knew he made the All-Star team, but so what are you thinking about? You're having a great year. You probably have a lot of good years left in you, and he just said everybody knows when it's time.
Three and 0. Yeah, the Cubs pitching staff's done a nice job against this Braves lineup, but you look at it. I mean, Freddie Freeman's a 5th hitter, Dan Uggla's 6, Brian McCann 7. Bob, these are 3 guys who could all hit 3 or 4 in a lineup.
And have hit 3 or 4 in this Braves lineup. A lot of it is just how your lineup is constructed and who's hot and who's not. You know, you can have 2 guys swinging a hot bat in your lineup, and if they're back to back in the order, or if they're separated maybe by 1 hitter and have RBI opportunities, 2 guys can carry a team for a length of time. But if your 2 hot hitters are your #1 guy and your #6 guy, it's going to be tough to scrape together runs. And right now, Freddie Gonzalez has got a number of hitters in this lineup that are just not hitting up to their capabilities.
Jones runs. Castro will step on second and turn it 6-3. Well, we've seen enough of Freddie Freeman to know that he likes to hit the ball to that spot. He's done it 5 or 6 times in this season series.
Yeah, you mean that spot where Starlin Castro was always standing? Yeah, we saw him do it a couple of times at Wrigley Field on line drives back up the middle of the field. A couple of hard hit ground balls here tonight, right at Starlin Castro in that shift position.
Two outs, nobody on, and it's Uggla. Fly to centers, first time up. Well, the Cubs like to play their third baseman off the line, not against Dan Uggla. They've got 3 guys on the other side of the base. Anthony Rizzo not nearly as far off of first as he was last night. That Uggla first at bat. Popped up, and Rizzo will make the catch. Jones with a single to start it, and then 3-0 on Freddie Freeman. And about 4 pitches later, the inning comes to an end.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Do you want it? You want it? No? Come and get it.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Dish Network claims they have more HD channels than DirecTV. But what Dish doesn't tell you is that 24 of their HD channels are only in high def, part of the time. So with Dish, when you turn on your flat screen, you might get HD, or you might not. DirecTV now has over 170 HD channels, all in high def, all the time. The most full-time HD channels. Another reason 30 million people agree. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
If I want to be the boss,
I'm Roland Gartner,
and I want to save some money.
I've sold a lot of cars over the years, probably over 400,000. You know, it's not that hard. You tell the customer what you're going to do, and then you do it.
I better go to
Gartner Hyundai Chicagoland's used Hyundai store has made a major purchase of fuel-efficient Hyundais. So shop over 100 used Hyundais and buy a 2011 Sonata for only $16,995.
And then you give the customer just a little bit more. That seems to go a long, long way.
Hey, Bob, Qdoba's giving the first 20,000 fans a chance to win free food.
Nice.
If the Cubs get a base hit in the 5th inning, fans with a base hit for Burritos game card win a free entree. Soriano, LaHare, and Clevenger against Jurgens, who has yet to work a 1-2-3 inning. Cubs already with 8 hits through 4. Swing and a miss on a slider. A little bit low. Jurgens 6'1", 200 pounds. Braves got him from Detroit in the Edgar Renteria deal in October of 2007. Inning and 2/3 for the National League. In the All-Star game last year, gave up a hit, struck out 1, did not allow a run. Pitched for the Netherlands in the World Baseball Classic in 06. Full count, 3-2. The WBC will be back next spring, I believe. I know you can't wait.
It's not one of my favorites.
The third go around. Line in the left, base hit. One through 7, all with at least 1 hit in the Cubs lineup tonight.
You know, Soriano finally got a pitch out over the plate. He could extend his arms. It's that top spin line drive into left on our BMO Harris pitch tracks. See a strike breaking ball. We've seen Soriano chase a lot of bad breaking pitches in the dirt low and away, but if you throw that pitch in the strike zone, he handles it as well as anybody.
Roger McDowell out to the mound. A 1-0 count on LaHare. With Soriano at first, nobody out in the fifth.
Len, we were talking earlier about position players pitching. David Ross, the backup catcher for the Atlanta Braves back in 2002, hit his first major league home run against Mark Grace. Still counts.
Yes, it does.
Boy, and it was a monster blast into the restaurant in left field, Chase Field down in Arizona.
Was the score like 18-2?
19-1.
19-1.
Yeah, that was a game the Dodgers went home mad and we went home laughing. And we got beat by 18 runs. I mean, that's something no manager ever wants to do. Put a position player on the mound in a blowout ball game, but sometimes your bullpen is dinged up. Sometimes guys aren't available on a given night. Sometimes you extend guys a little further than you want to because of the circumstance, but at some point you have to make that decision that enough is enough. I'm not going to burn any more pitchers tonight. I'm not going to endanger any of my relief pitchers by extending them further than they should pitch, and we're going to have to run a position player out there. The odd thing was Mark Grace told me he had never pitched at any level before that night down in Arizona.
Wow.
Not in Little League, not in high school, not at San Diego State. Never.
And you found out why.
I mean, most of the guys you look around this field right now, I would venture to guess that most of these guys at some point in their youth, they were pitchers. And then over time, either the hitters told them they shouldn't be pitchers anymore, or their bat became a much more usable tool than their throwing arm. And they found their way out to a regular position. But just about everybody in the big leagues at some point was out there on the mound as a little leaguer or high school player. I mean, we still see it to this day. Cubs minor league player of the year a couple years ago, Kyler Burke, as an outfielder and a really good hitter. It's now making, I wouldn't call it a comeback, but the other part of his career now, he's pitching.
I believe Midwest League All-Star 2 different times. Outfielder, pitcher.
Well, Carlos Marmol was a catcher in the Cubs minor league system.
Soriano steals second. How about Soriano and Chipper Jones tonight, each with stolen bases?
Well, I'm sure the book on Soriano is very similar to the Cubs book on Chipper Jones. Just make him stop over there. Boy, that's good acceleration for Alfonso. We haven't seen him with that kind of crossover step in a long time. No sign of a limp there. Goes in head first.
Career steal number 266. LaHare with a towering fly ball. Prado gets behind it. Soriano tags and is going to hold it second. So you see teams scouting the Cubs. They know even a fly ball to left, you got to get behind the ball because Soriano was ready to advance. And that's change.
Oh, yeah, that's a change.
Not just Soriano, the Cubs in general. They've been very aggressive all year.
And I've always liked the idea of going back to tag up on what appears to be a catchable fly ball to the outfield. Major league outfielders rarely drop fly balls. I mean, it happens and you see it on the blooper reels and everybody has a good laugh about it, but it rarely happens. So why go halfway knowing that the guy's going to catch the ball 99 times out of 100? Go back and tag up. You might catch him backpedaling on the warning track as he makes the catch and be able to advance 90 feet.
And even in that spot, if the guy drops it, you're still going to get that base. Not score, but Clevenger shatters his bat as he pops out to Simmons, 2 away. Throwing Johnny Venters up in the Braves bullpen.
You saw behind Johnny Venters down there warming up for the Braves. Eddie Perez. Wasn't he one of Greg Maddox's valet catchers here in Atlanta? Yeah. Well, Greg Maddux was always the guy in this Braves pitching staff that would take the backup catcher and pretty much make him his own guy. I mean, the backup catcher is going to play 1 day a week anyway. You need to rest your regular catcher 1 day a week. So Greg Maddux threw to Charlie O'Brien. He threw to Eddie Perez.
Henry Blanco, Fernando Lunar.
Yeah.
Jones will throw to first to end the inning. Soriano with a single and a steal, but the Cubs do not score. They lead 3-1.
At Southwest Airlines, we're always looking for new ways to make you happy. And we know what really makes you happy are new places to fly. Now you can fly Southwest Airlines' new nonstop service from Midway to Atlanta. Book all of our destinations online, only at southwest.com.
Agents, when it comes to insurance, people feel lost.
That's a dead end.
Don't know which way to turn.
Turn around?
That's why we present people with options to help them find coverage that fits their needs.
Almost there.
It's a new Maze record.
Really?
I have no idea. We don't keep track of that kind of stuff.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
To speak with a farmer's agent in your community, call 888-96-FARMERS.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan here with a Coors Light Cold Blast Sportsnet Central update. White Sox back in town tonight with their ace Chris Sale on the bump against Roy Oswalt and the Rangers. We'll have highlights and reaction from the South Side later tonight on Sportsnet Central. Don't forget, stay tuned for Cubs postgame live after the game. I'll be alongside Todd Hollinsworth. Now back to Atlanta to Len and Bob.
Thanks a lot, Cap. Looking for the perfect place to entertain your best customers and guests this summer? Why not bring them to the ballpark? The Nuveen Investment Suites can accommodate anywhere from 15 to 55 guests and include food, beverage, and parking. To book your premier experience at the ballpark, visit Cubs.com/suites or call 773-404-4200.
Brian McCann, 2-0 the count. Chris Volstad with a 3-1 lead. The Cubs runs all unearned. And a base hit into left. Slumping Brian McCann going to the opposite field. I'm sure his hitting coach liked that as he just snapped an 0 for 14. His hitting coach is Greg Walker.
And most hitting coaches will tell you if you're in a slump, the best way to get out of it is to work your way back around the field. And by that I mean think about hitting the ball to the opposite field. Chances are you've been getting yourself out a lot recently trying to pull pitches on the outer part of the plate. Brian McCann that time with a clean single into left field. Work your way back around.
Here's Simmons, the 8-hitter, and he bounces. Barney will get to it, and he's going to throw to first. Not in time. He thought about second, and From our vantage point, Bob, I think he should have thrown it, but his momentum was taking him away from second base.
Yeah, but once you turn your back and commit to go to second base, I agree with you. Go ahead and throw it to second. Because with Simmons' speed, chances are you're not going to get him at first base after looking at second base. Stick with your initial instincts. After looking at second base, by the time he spun his body around in a position to throw to first, he was off balance, fading away, and couldn't get much on the throw.
Freddie Gonzalez deciding this is the spot. He's going to bring one of his top pinch hitters off the bench in the 5th inning to hit for Jurgens. It's Eric Hinsky. Tell you what, I give Freddie Gonzalez credit. He may not be able to get Hinsky into the game in a better position. I mean, I think ideally he'd like to save Hinsky for an 8th or 9th inning at bat, but for instance, last night it was down 3 runs.
Well, in Jurgens, it wasn't like he was really effective in this ball game. He surrendered 9 base hits and 3 unearned runs in 5 innings of work. So figures he'll take his shot right here with nobody out and a couple runners on base for his best pinch hitter, and then turn the ball over to a bullpen.
Now, this is a spot for Chris Volstad. This is the inning that earlier in the year would blow up on him. 2 on, nobody out. And it's 3-0 on Hinsky with Michael Bourne on deck. So we check in on the AT&T UVerse Multiview. McCann and Simmons with consecutive hits to start this inning. Strike. Ball 4. Comes Chris Bosio. Michael Bourne not an easy guy to double up, but I'm sure the goal here is to get that ground ball and at least get an out. And while Corpus is throwing, Sean Camp is stretching.
As a matter of fact, Michael Bourne is the toughest player in the National League, period, to double up. 335 at bats going into play tonight without grounding into a double play. Gregor Blanco from the San Francisco Giants is second with 229 plate appearances without grounding into a double play.
Bourne has 102 hits, second most in the majors, and he bats with 3 on and nobody out, and he lines fair into the right field corner. McCann, Simmons, Hinsky all in on a triple, and the Braves have the lead. Michael Bourne didn't wait around. He jumped on the first pitch, and Atlanta leads 4-3.
Put it right down that first baseline. Watch Michael Bourne as he gets close to second base. He looks to see what his third base coach is going to do with Eric Hinske. If Hinske's waved home, Michael Bourne will advance on to third base. If Hinske's held up, Michael Bourne obviously has to stop at second.
And still nobody out.
Right on the foul line.
Infield in. Prado. Fastball strike. Olstead with a little extra heat on that one. 93. Strike two. Prado upset he didn't offer at it.
Right on the line.
Prado's been really good in getting that guy in with less than 2 outs. The Braves will use their bullpen the rest of the way. Chris Medlin will get the 6th. Jurgens has a chance for the win. It'll be caught by DeJesus. Bourne will score easily, and it's a sac fly for Prado. 5-3. Four-run 5th inning now for Atlanta. Bases are empty with 1 out. Hayward clubs one to deep center, and it's going to go. A line shot home run, and it's 6-3. Hayward with 6 career homers in 16 games against the Chicago Cubs.
Even though the ball's not carrying well here tonight, Hayward gets a low fastball at 91 right in the middle of the plate. David DeJesus took a few steps to his right toward the gap and then just watched it fly up into the stands. And once again, the big inning does in Chris Volstad tonight.
It's a 5-run 5th, and it's a Honda call to the pen. 6-3 Atlanta.
Let's go, gentlemen. Pick a shoot.
Either parachute.
Either one.
This one is duct tape.
Both chutes are good to go, sir.
Okay.
Let's go.
See you up there, bud. Can I get, is there another blue one?
Shoot's good. Packed it myself.
Ow, I don't think this is safe. Why is it wet?
The most important decisions are often the easiest, like choosing the healthcare coverage you can trust to give you confidence and peace of mind. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
It's Olive Garden's 2 for $25. An Italian dinner for 2 where choice is on the menu. Start with all the fresh salad and warm breadsticks you want. Choose 2 appetizers made for sharing. Then 2 entrees from 6 of our favorites. Classics like eggplant parmesan and new favorites like smoked mozzarella chicken and spaghetti with 4-cheese meat sauce and meatballs. 3 courses, 2 people, just $25. But only for a limited time at Olive Garden.
What's the point of an EPA estimated 42 miles per gallon if the miles aren't interesting? The Lexus CT Hybrid. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
On the call of the pen, and it's veteran right-hander Manny Corpus.
Corpus making his 12th appearance of the season for the Cubs. Stellar ERA of 1.64. Held opponents to a 184 batting average this year.
Chris Volstad had a 3-1 lead, but that quickly evaporated. A 5-run fifth. Still only 1 out. Chipper Jones takes a slider for a strike. Manny Corpus signed originally with the Colorado Rockies out of Panama as a 16-year-old in 1999. Talking with him today, Bob, he said he pitched for the better part of 8 or 9 years with a very sore elbow. Rockies tried to get him to kind of come up more over the top, and his elbow barked at him for a long time. And in the minor leagues, they wanted him to have surgery. He just didn't want to do it. So he pitched with that sore elbow for quite a while. Helped the Rockies get to the World Series in 2007. He would eventually sign a 4-year contract worth over $8 million. Prior to 2008, as Jones having a big night. He's 3 for 3.
All right, Chipper, you already made the All-Star team. You can take it easy now. 2 at-bats in a row. He takes a fastball on the outside corner and lines it into left field, taking advantage of that pull shift that the Cubs play. Once again, spanking it right past Luis Valbuena out into the left field corner for a double.
Well, eventually Corpus would have Tommy John surgery. It was in 2010. Rehabbed last year. And now back in the big leagues with the Cubs as he will intentionally walk Freeman. And pitch to Dan Uggla.
Two previous plate appearances for Dan Uggla against Manny Corpus, both ended in a walk.
Two on, 1 out. And Uggla, hard hit ball. Valbuena will step on third. Yeah. Double play. Good stretch by Anthony Rizzo at the other end. They send 9 to the plate. 5 big ones for the Braves, with Luis Valbuena making sure they didn't add any more.
Here come the
Hey, yo, I lost audio. What happened? What? Oh, it better not be. What's going on? It's time to put a stop to this. Yeah, yay?
The Coors Light Silver Bullet Pint. It's bigger, it's resealable, it's still the coldest.
They call me Hollywood. Here come the big show. Get out my booth.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
What if the only schedule that mattered was your schedule? What if you could control your TV from wherever you went? With Xfinity, you can set your home DVR from anywhere, so you won't miss a minute of your favorites and enjoy movies and shows wherever you go, all on multiple devices. You'll get all this and more included with Xfinity. Satellite has nothing like this. Switch to Xfinity TV from Comcast for $29.99 a month for 6 months and get Xfinity Stream Picks free for 3 months. Plus, ask how you could get up to $250 back. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Let's have a ball and a biscuit, sugar. And take our sweet little time about it.
Captain Morgan, to life, love, and loot.
Let's answer tonight's AT&T Mobility question. Which Braves pitcher threw 8 shutout frames to give Atlanta its only World Series title, 1995 the year? And it was Tom Glavine. Let's go to the final out of the 95 World Series.
The wind and the pitch. Here it is. Swung. Fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the road. Yes! 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 The Atlanta Braves are giving you a championship. Listen to this crowd. A mob scene on the field. The Atlanta Braves have brought the first championship to Atlanta.
And the great Skip Carey with a call. Mark Wohlers got that final out. Their rotation that year: Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz, Avery, Merker. And a young Jason Schmidt made 2 starts that year for the Braves. Chris Medlin is on for Atlanta. They have a 6-3 lead here in the 6th inning. Valbuena comes out to Simmons. Well, they led the league in ERA that year. Not a big surprise. Offense was certainly good enough. Here's Joe Mather batting in the pitcher spot. Their main lineup consisted of Javi Lopez behind the plate, Fred McGriff at first, Mark Lemke at second, Jeff Blauser at short, Chipper was at third, and an outfield of Klesko, Grissom, and Justice.
Blauser and Lemke. I think I've told this story before, Len. I was doing some network postseason games, and as part of trying to gather the flavor of what it was to be in the postseason, the network was interviewing some fans outside the ballpark, and they happened to run into a couple that was visiting from Germany, and they asked them, "Who's your favorite player?" And the gentleman said, "We like Blauser und Lemke." Oh man.
Mather couldn't hold up and strikes out. 2 down. Mark Lemke does some radio for the Braves.
Yeah, I haven't seen Jeff Blauser in a long time, but we do see the Lemmer once in a while here in Atlanta. Rafael Dolis cranking it up for the Cubs.
Dwight Smith was on that team. 1995. During that long stretch, the Braves kept winning division titles. They lost the World Series in 7 games in '91, in 6 games in '92, 1 in 6 in '95, lost to the Yankees in 6 games in '96, swept by the Yankees in '99, and have not been to the World Series since.
This is a remarkable run here under Bobby Cox. Great players came and went, but the one constant was Bobby Cox in the manager seat and Don Schierholtz in the GM seat. What a great team they made.
I don't think there's any question that during that long run, some of the fans here took it for granted. And how can you blame them? I mean, they kind of felt like, well, the season doesn't really start until October 1st anyway. Maybe a little complacent when you win and you win and you win and you win and you win. That's the kind of complacency you'd like to find out about, though. And while some people say it was pretty disappointing that they only won 1, just to give yourself that opportunity is mighty impressive. Now, fans of the Montreal Expos will be quick to point out, yeah, but in 1994 they wouldn't have won it. And you'd be correct, but the season didn't really end. They had a 6-game lead over the Braves when the '94 season ended, and came back. Started late 1995, and October 28th of that year they celebrated here in Atlanta.
It's America's birthday, and also American Hondas. So we're celebrating with our first ever 4th of July sales event. We've got great deals on quality vehicles, but hurry in, because this party ends soon. Get 0.9% APR financing at your Honda dealer today.
Thursday, Starling Castro and the Cubs close out their extended set with Chipper Jones and the Braves at Turner Field. Coverage begins at 5 with Chicago Tribune Live. Don't miss Cubs Braves Thursday night at 6 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Virtual Wallet can help you be that person who's good with money. See what's free to spend, move money with a slide, save with a shake. Feel good about your decisions.
Doc? Doc? Goose!
Our technology builds some of the best tires in the world. Because when it comes to performance, we don't just play around.
Cheater, we said no 360s.
Who's up for some leapfrog?
If you missed the premiere of the Batter's Box, tune in tonight for a replay of episode 1. 2 diehard Cub fans square off in the Batter's Box on this weekly quiz show that puts Cubs and Sox fans' knowledge to the test. The Batter's Box, presented by Midas, hosted by Luke Stuckmeyer, tonight at 11 on Comcast Sportsnet. Sinker baller Rafael Dolis working here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, what a big boost it would be to the Cubs bullpen if Rafael Dolis can return to the form that he had early in the season when he was consistently pounding that sinker in there at the bottom of the strike zone, getting a lot of easy ground ball outs.
Lightly precipitating
It's raining a little bit too.
Yeah, you're right. Ball one on McCann, who led off the 5-run fifth with a base hit. It's not just raining here. They're delayed in Washington. 8-2 Nationals over the Giants in the 7th. Same in Cleveland. The Indians with an 8-5 lead in the 8th over the Angels. But being delayed. Two-run single for Jonathan Nice. David Wright hit a 3-run homer, and the Mets crushed the Phillies 11-1. Nice went 8 innings, got his 5th win. And that dreaded leadoff walk. Slider strike to Simmons. 3-run homer for Adam Lind. And Toronto beat visiting Kansas City 6-3. Blue Jays halfway home on the year, 41-40. And by the way, in last place, 41-40 in the AL East. Castro, Barney. Out recorded. Actually, McCann came up short. I don't think he ever did get to second base. So while Barney bobbled, he had the out anyway. But even if he didn't, still could have done take 2.
Yeah, McCann, not the swiftest runner on this Braves lineup, realized he wasn't going to get there in enough time to disrupt Darwin Barney, so he just slid short to make sure he got out of the way of the throw. Who moved the base?
The pitcher Medlin will take the at bat. He's a switch hitter. And he's 6 out of 43. And in his career. Spent most of last year recovering from Tommy John surgery. Medlin made 2 appearances in late September.
And they're trying to give you an out. Got to throw a strike.
Glove of Steve Clevenger as Simmons takes a big turn around second, and they called it a pass ball, but it was a walk. That cancels out the pass ball. As As we look at our Coors Light freeze cam, Michael Bourne with a big blow in this one. Go ahead 3-run triple.
Right on the foul line, clearing the bases. Big inning for the Braves tonight against Chris Volstad.
News for the Cardinals. Chris Carpenter is going to have surgery which will end his season before it ever started. Had a nerve issue in his shoulder. Been out since spring training. He's 37 years old and would like to continue post surgery, so he'll have it in a couple of weeks. Dolis trying to gather his thoughts here and throw some strikes. Look at that. He's missed the zone 11 times in 13 pitches. And he's just not going to get a borderline call at the moment from Mike DeMuro. In jeopardy of maybe walking the bases loaded. Way outside. Well, one thing you have to do at this level, if nothing else, you have to throw strikes, especially, Bob, when you're a pitch to contact guy.
Absolutely. And he's throwing that sinker in the low to mid 90s with a lot of late movement. And I'm sure he's trying, but trying doesn't get it done at this level.
So that's it for Dolis. Honda call to the pen, and we'll be back to Atlanta in a moment.
The radical new MacBook Pro with Retina display. Innovation in every dimension.
What's that green stuff? It's yummy avocado. A superfood. Superfood? Would it give me laser vision? Will it give me super strength? Will I be able to fly? Oh, I want to fly. I want to right now. Listen! It's super good and it's super mine. Super possessive. Super uncalled for. Super stingy.
Get your own Subway turkey with avocado or add this superfood to any sub. It's avocado season, only at Subway.
This is corporate headquarters. As you can see, I have a unique business. How do I compete with the big boys? Got this fancy business address, a marketing department, distribution center, got a great team, even a cafeteria.
That's mine.
From packing and shipping to printing and mailbox services, come into the UPS store for everything a small business needs.
I love logistics.
Honda call to the pen. Former Atlanta Brave Jairo Asensio made his Major League debut with the Braves in 2009. Will pitch against his former team here tonight. Bases loaded, 1 out. Cubs trailing 6-3 here in the 6th. Rafael Dolis not happy at all about his performance tonight. Prado with a sac fly in the 5th. 1 for 2 officially. Simmons at 3rd. Medlin is 2nd. Bourne at 1st. Two and 0.
Man, where's Mark Grace when you need him? At least he threw strikes.
Missed badly, forces in a run.
Ask any manager in the big leagues. This is why they invented Tums. Call down to the bullpen expecting guys to come in there and throw some strikes, maybe get some easy ground ball outs, get yourself out of a jam, and they can't find the strike zone.
And a strike. Hayward homered his last time up. Here's the 0-2, up and in. Talked before about how well the Braves have scouted their own state and have drafted well from here around Atlanta. Jason Hayward from McDonough, not too far from here. Attended Henry County High School. One reason he fell to number 14 in the 07 draft is that not a lot of teams saw him play a whole lot. The Braves did.
The dreaded sophomore slump for Jason Hayward.
Catcher Brian McCann from Duluth, Georgia. And here's his home run. Didn't take long to get it out once it left the bat.
Didn't take him long to get around the bases after that ball landed in the bleachers in left center field.
Foul pop. Valbuena makes a catch near the dugout. 2 down. 3 on, 2 down. Jones 3 for 3. Ball 1. Six career grand slams. He hasn't had a 4-hit game since 2009. That's sitting pretty here with a 2-0 count. There's a 4-hit game. 2 runs in. They're going to try to score a third. Relay throw to the plate. Safe. He got in. Wow. I don't know how Martin Prado got his hand in on the plate, but he did. And they get 3 more.
You just can't keep giving hitters opportunities with runners in scoring position. Expect to keep them off the board. Great relay throw by Darwin Barney. Look how far up in front of home plate Steve Clevenger is. It's a subconscious defense mechanism by the catcher to go out and get the ball and then try to come back to the runner. Wow, that was close. The ball will always get there quicker if you hold your ground and let the ball come to you. That time Clevenger was way too far up in front of home plate to take the relay throw.
10-3. The Braves twice have cleared the bases with hits. The triple by Bourne in the 5th, the double by Jones here in the 6th. And essentially all these walks have scored. The fielder's choice there in the middle, but 4 walks, 4 runs. One and 2 to Freeman. I should tell you about the walks tonight, Bob. The Braves have 10 runs on 9 hits. The Cubs have 3 runs on 9 hits. But Atlanta's had a lot more traffic here the last 2 innings because of the freebies.
Five regular walks, 1 intentional walk in the last 2 innings. The only other walk in the ball game was the very first hitter Chris Volstad faced tonight, Michael Bourne. He walked and scored back in the 1st.
Dolis left the bases loaded. All 3 runs would eventually score. Asensio was officially allowed 1, and he just walked another.
Documented before the ball game how good the Cubs bullpen had been over the course of the 4-game winning streak. Had not allowed a run. Those are the kind of meetings that drive me crazy. I guarantee you Jairo Asensio was not aware of what pitch sequence they were going to use with a runner at second base. So when the runner gets to second base, he wasn't sure what sign Steve Clevenger was hanging down there. It's one of the first things you tell a relief pitcher when he comes into the ball game. You make him aware of the situation. Where are the runners? Who's the hitter? What are we looking for in this particular situation? And then you say, okay, with the runner at second, we're going to use the first sign. We're going to use first sign after 2. And if you happen to shake off, we're going to go to the last sign. Whatever it may happen to be on a given night, that's one of the first and last things a catcher tells the relief pitcher when he comes into the ball game.
Rays beat the Yankees again 7-4. James Shields got his 8th win. The Rays have won 9 in a row at home against the Yankees. They'll go for the sweep tomorrow afternoon. It's away from Clevenger, and the runners will hold.
Clevenger once again dips his hand in that chalk around the batter's box just to try to make his fingers a little bit easier for Asensio to see out there on the mound.
White Sox are putting a hurting on the Texas Rangers 16-0 in the 7th. Youkilis, Dunn, Rios, Przinsky have all homered. Bottom 9 now. Houston just tied it up in Pittsburgh. Astros 7. Pirates 7. Pirates won last night 11-2. Send the Astros to their 5th straight loss. Back underway in Washington. 8-2 Nationals. Rough night for Tim Lincecum. 3 1/3, 9 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned. His ERA is 6.08. The former 2-time Cy Young Award winner. Afraid to ask what the total pitch count has been here in this inning for the Cubs. It's over 40. I know that. Dolis made 16 pitches. Asensio now with number 27 coming up. Runners will go on the 3-2. Ball 4. I guess the only beneficiary of me saying that all night, as opposed to the Braves, but the other one would be Jim Bouton. That's about it.
Oh, free publicity for his book.
Yeah. It's a whole new era at Wrigley Field. Be a part of it with Vineline, the official magazine of the Chicago Cubs. Vineline gives you insider access to all your favorite Cubs from the past, present, and future. Subscriptions start at just $29.95. For more info and to order, visit Cubs.com/Vineline. Ooh. So that's added up both pitchers, not just Asensio. This is 28 for him. What does Chris Bosio say?
Stop walking, guys.
That's about all you can say.
We were talking earlier about the mental makeup of different guys, how they handle stress, how they handle adversity, how they handle success. Trying to get the job done at this level just isn't good enough. Everybody's trying hard. I can pull 15,000 people out of the stands that'll go out there and try to throw strikes. You're a major league pitcher. I mean, it doesn't take a sabermetric genius to figure out that even the best hitters in the game are going to make out 7 times out of 10 if you throw the ball over the plate. Let your defense work behind you. Let them get involved. Takes a lot of the pressure off that guy out there on the mound if he realizes he's not in it alone. He's got help. Use it.
Left-hander Scott Maine. Two. Another one pulled foul. Well, Ugla was trying to give everybody down the left field line a souvenir, and McCann taking care of the fans in right.
Throwing strikes this time to Brian McCann.
Soriano to finally end the inning. They add 4 to their lead. 10-3 Atlanta.
Let's have a barbecue today.
Today is barbecue day at Burger King. Try the new Texas Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and spicy jalapenos. Perfect with our new sweet potato fries. Part of our new summer barbecue menu. Burger King, where taste is king.
It's Nissan's 4th of July sales event. Celebrate with up to $1,000 holiday bonus cash on top of existing offers. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer. Hurry! $1,000 holiday bonus cash ends July 9th.
Call Luna now. Flooring product costs are 70% off.
You're hired. Hey, can you do 70% off the noise?
773-202 Luna.
Chris Bosio chatting with Iro Asensio. Braves scored 4 runs on 1 hit. Well, the hit was the 3-run double by Chipper Jones. His 4th of the night. 2 doubles, 2 singles, 4 knocked in. You might have to ask him that same question tomorrow. Although you won't be here tomorrow. You've got a well-deserved vacation coming up.
I like it better when you say I'm on assignment.
On assignment. There we go. Don't miss the Cubs battle the Diamondbacks Friday, July 13th at Wrigley Field to start the second half. Game time 1:20. Be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 adults 21 and older will receive a Cubs cap I'm sorry, Cubs slap koozie. Compliments of Anheuser-Busch. For more info and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Todd Hollinsworth will fill in for Bob here on CSN. Into the 7th. Medlin's still working. He went 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. Fly ball. Hayward drifting in, making the catch. Rizzo doubled in his first at bat, 1 for 3, swings and misses on a change.
Medlin with a real good straight changeup as well. Very similar in style to Jurgens that started the ball game. Relies on a 2-seam fastball, a real good straight changeup.
Michael Bourne as Rizzo lines out to center. Now the American League participants in a home run derby. Jose Bautista has to be involved. Trumbo, Cano, Fielder. My only issue with the derby is I feel like it's too long.
Way too long.
Guys get tired.
Yeah, they get arm weary. You take so many swings, and
the finals are usually anticlimactic, as usually the first couple of rounds are when you get the big totals. Soriano golfs one into left, but it'll be caught by Prado. So Medlin has faced 6 Cubs. He's retired all of them, and the Braves with a big lead here in the 7th, 10-3.
This Independence Day, get a total value of $7,500 when you trade up to Sierra with Extended Cab SLE Value Package. With an available 5.3-liter V8 engine with active fuel management, no competitor has better V8 fuel efficiency. Not Ram, not Ford. Celebrate Independence Day with $500 cash back for a total value of $6,500 on Sierra with Extended Cab SLE Value Package. Or trade up to get a total value of $7,500. GMC. Why just trade in when you can trade up?
Find unbeatable savings during the Menard Day sale. Make your vehicle look new with help from Blackmagic. These 25-count Pro Shine Protectant wipes or these 25-count Leather Care wipes are your choice. Only $2.99 each. Get projects done easier and make something great with Stanley Hand Tools. Choose from handsaws, tape measures, screwdrivers, utility knives, and more. Right now, they're all 20% off Menards' everyday low prices.
Save big money at Menards.
The Acura TL has better gas mileage than the Lexus ES350. More standard features than the BMW 335i. And the TL, with available super handling all-wheel drive, led Auto Week to say, this thing will corner at speeds that'll drain blood from your head. Thanks. We think. The Acura TL, luxury that performs.
Visit your Chicagoland Acura dealer. Luxury, intelligently priced.
When it comes to Chicago sports, we're as obsessed as you are. Sportsnet Central, every night at 6:30, 10, 10:30, and midnight on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Thursday, the Cubs wrap up the series at Turner Field as Matt Garza gets the start against Michael Bourne and the Braves. Coverage starts at 5 with Chicago Tribune Live. Cubs and Braves Thursday night at 6 on Comcast Sportsnet. fans' best friend. Trying to catch the rain, apparently. The shortstop, Andrelton Simmons. Ball one. 1 month in the big leagues and already National League Rookie of the Month for that 1 month, June. Swings over the top of a slider, 1-1. Asensio back out there after struggling to throw strikes in the 6th. Cubs need him to eat up some outs. Pirates gave up the lead in the top of the 9th, but win it in the bottom of the 9th. It was Drew Sutton with a home run. Ground ball backhanded by Valbuena to get the out. So the Pirates, with the Reds playing out on the West Coast, pulled serve. They started the night 1 back in the National League Central. The Reds just underway in LA against the Dodgers. No score, top of the 1st.
Pretty interesting this day in baseball history, Len. Back in 1983. Now, if you pick up the morning paper and you see a final score of a ball game 16-4, you would assume it's a blowout, right?
Extra innings?
Extra innings.
16-4.
The Texas Rangers scored 12 times in the 15th inning, the most runs scored in extra innings, to beat the A's 16-4.
Well, by definition, they would have been the road team. Yeah, the record margin of victory for a home team in an extra inning game is 4. That's it. Can't win by 5. The road team, as you just illustrated, can win by 12. Swing and a miss. 2 down. So Medlin sure didn't realize when he woke up this morning he was going to get a couple of plate appearances pitching in relief.
Got one more good one, Len, only because of the tagline. This happened back in 1977 on this day. Angel left-hander Frank Tanana was celebrating his birthday, his 24th birthday. And he tossed his 14th consecutive complete game. Now, the win improved his record to 12-5, but he'll finish the season at only 15-9 due to a tired arm. Well, you suppose that happened.
Wow.
14 consecutive complete games.
Hit the deep center by Bourne. And it's caught by DeJesus. How about a 1-2-3-7? The Cubs needed that.
Mine CSN was earned off Vietnam in 1968.
Over the South Pacific in 1943.
I got mine in Iraq 2003.
USAA auto insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve the military, veterans, and their families is without equal. Begin your legacy. Get an auto insurance quote. USAA. We know what it means to serve.
Is it really necessary to brew Coors Light down as low as 34 degrees? Does it really matter if every beer is filtered cold, aged cold, and packaged cold? Do the mountains really need to turn blue when your beer's as cold as the Rockies? Is Rocky Mountain Cold Refreshment really that important? You be the judge. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
For every famous curve, there's an equally thrilling, lesser-known counterpart waiting to be discovered. Conquer them with the Lexus IS Performance line, featuring the IS 250. Real performance demands real precision. Lease the all-wheel drive 2012 IS 250 for these terms and we'll make your first month's payment. Compliments of Lexus. See your Lexus dealer.
Tickets are still available for the 2012 Cubs season, including the next homestand against the D-backs and Marlins starting Friday, July 13th, just after the All-Star break. To purchase tickets, go to Cubs.com, call 1-800-THE-CUBS, or visit the Wrigley Field box office. Cubs came in with a season-best 4-game winning streak. Pitching staff had allowed just 3 runs during those 4 games. Right before the win streak, the Cubs lost 17-1 to the New York Mets. And unless they score a bunch of runs here in the final couple of innings, they're going to give up double digits and lose here tonight. Travis Wood, Jeff Samardzija talking things over in the Cubs dugout. We'll see Wood on Friday night, Samardzija on Saturday afternoon in New York.
So typical. A couple pitchers sitting over there in the dugout talking about hitting.
Paul Maholm tomorrow night, Matt Garza Thursday. Medlin's 0-1. LeHare swings and misses. 0-2. Second strikeout for Medlin. Well, Bob, I know it has nothing to do with baseball, but saddened to hear the news Andy Griffith passed away at age 86.
I think for all of us that grew up in a particular era, we all wanted Andy Griffith to be our dad. Go fishing, hang out with Barney and Otis.
Well, you can go fishing with Barney and Otis. Darwin Barney and Tom Otis Hellman. Levinger's out 3-1. That was a fishing hole today.
It was hot. Woo. It was an early wake-up call around 4:15 this morning, and got on the water right around 6 o'clock in the morning. It was fine till about 9 o'clock, 9:30, and that sun got up high in the sky and it started cooking. But the fishing was good. The company was good. Beautiful day to be out on the lake.
fishing hole. That's a song Gary Pressey plays when Darwin Barney comes to the plate. It's the Andy Griffith theme. Where are you headed tomorrow, Mount Pilot?
Yeah, why not? Take a ride in the squad car. There's so many things about that show that, you know, kind of come back to you. Just little things like Barney carrying his one bullet in his shirt pocket. Otis, the town drunk, had his own key to the jail.
Good old Ernest T. Bass.
Me, it's Ernest T.
Jones out at first. Future Hall of Famers had a Hall of Fame night. 4 hits, 4 RBIs, and this defensive gem.
Summer is here, and so too is the summer event. Now get an incredible offer on the powerful, efficient C250 Sport Sedan with an agility control sport tune suspension. But hurry before this opportunity disappears. The Mercedes-Benz summer event ends July 31st.
Dish Network claims to be a better value than DirecTV. But did you know that their Top 120 package includes 31 music stations and dozens of TV channels you've probably never even heard of? So why does Dish call it America's Top 120 if you only get a few decent TV channels? With DirecTV's Choice Package, you get the highest rated channels with your favorite shows. The best channels for the best price. Another reason 30 million people agree. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
Here, there, everywhere. The #1 satellite TV service in the world has been set free. Introducing DirecTV Everywhere. Now your favorite shows and movies are right where you want them. Anytime, anywhere. All at no extra charge. Download the free app today or go to directv.com/everywhere. Now you can take it with you.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan with a Sportsnet Central update. Pat Boyle has an exclusive sit-down with former White Sox manager Ozzie Guillen, and the always candid Marlins skipper shared his thoughts on a wide range of topics, including his current rocky relationship with Kenny Williams. We'll have that for you later tonight on Sportsnet Central. After the game, stay tuned for Cubs Postgame Live with me and Holly. But first, back to Atlanta with Atlanta Bob.
Thanks, Cap. Visit the official online shop of the Chicago Cubs at Cubs.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, T-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Cubs.com shop. Asensio still in there. Prado has driven in runs in his last 2 plate appearances. A sac fly and a bases loaded walk. With bad news, Andrew Kashner has left his start tonight apparently with an elbow injury. That's not good. Ooh, almost a collision. Valbuena will make the play. He and Castro came together.
Tough one right there. A third baseman is taught to take anything to his left that he can get to. But we talked about Starlin Castro earlier in the ball game. He feels like he should make every play. Looked like they came together a little bit there. Valbuena looking at his foot. but it appears to be okay.
That is a major league fly ball. And it's caught by LaHare. I think I've asked you this in the past. I think Mark McGwire, the guys I've seen in person, hit the highest fly balls. You think of anybody else? His hang time was 10-12 seconds, it seemed like. Here's Chipper, 4 for 4.
I know Yamil Benitez hit a ball over the rafters at Bank One Ballpark, now Chase Field in Arizona. That was one of the higher fly balls I'd ever seen, but I don't think he did it on a consistent basis like Big Mac did.
Picked a good night to do it. Chipper finding out hours ago he was on the All-Star team, replacing the injured Matt Kemp. Five for 5. What did he tell you? Going out on top?
Yeah,
I'd say so. And he will go out on top tonight. Removed for a pinch runner.
Sometimes the baseball gods just smile upon you. Chipper named to his 8th All-Star team earlier this afternoon, goes out and has a 5-hit night.
First one in 10 years. On a curtain call, even though he already tipped his cap. Juan Francisco will be the pinch runner. Third career 5-hit game for Jones. He has half their hits. Chipper Jones, the only switch hitter ever to hit 300. He's at 304, probably now 305 in his career, and at least 300 home runs. He has 460.
I'm just going to say, I think I had a couple of 5-hit weeks. Well, he's a special player and has been for a long, long time. Last of a dying breed, a guy that's going to end up playing his entire career with the same team.
And just 2 managers. How about that?
McCann's telling him, I remember watching you when I was a kid.
Swing and a miss to end the inning. And this night belongs to Chipper Jones. 5 for 5. A great defensive play and the curtain call. .
At Southwest Airlines, we're always looking for new ways to make you happy. And we know what really makes you happy are new places to fly. Now you can fly Southwest Airlines' new nonstop service from Midway to Atlanta. Book all of our destinations online, only at southwest.com.
Product not yet rated. When our country needed us most, we sacrificed our lives so tomorrow would exist. We chose our freedom so that our children could live in liberty. We fought for our independence, even if we perished before it began. We ignited a nation. We ignited a change. We ignited our revolution. Assassin's Creed 3, available October 30th.
Cub fans, put on your rally caps for an exciting finish. Brought to you by New Finish Car Polish and the #1 rated scratch remover, Scratch Doctor.
Get Chicago Sports News Nightly on GMC Sportsnet Central. Coming up tonight at 10, Pat Boyle catches up with Ozzie Guillen to find out if he's surprised about his former team being in first place this year and why it was time to leave the South Side. Join Pat Boyle and Kip Lewis for GMC Sportsnet Central tonight at 10, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Johnny Venters. He's given up a lot of hits this year. Well, he and Craig Kimbrell formed quite a 1-2 punch in the back end of their bullpen last year. I remember talking to Freddie Gonzalez about them. You see Francisco stays in at third. Braves were well aware of, the innings these two guys logged last year. As Valbuena bounces out to Ugla, but it's tough when you have so many leads as the Braves did last year, and these guys were throwing the ball so well. Venters in 2010 a 195, last year 184, and just wasn't giving up hits. Opponent's batting average 204 and 176 the last 2 years. This year it's 315.
Well, Venters is somewhat of an oddity, a left-hander that throws extremely hard and throws a sinker.
Jeff Baker pinch hitting.
I mean, he consistently pumping that sinker in there in the mid-90s, occasionally touching the upper 90s. You just don't see that from a left-handed pitcher very often. That kind of velocity combined with that kind of sink.
Well, the batting average on balls in play way up, as you can imagine. 291 his first year, 250 last year, 442 this season. I mean, the hits per 9 innings have doubled for Venters. 1-2.
There's a changeup at 88.
Well, the biggest problem he's had, he hasn't kept the ball in the ballpark. He allowed 3 homers combined his first 2 years. About 160 appearances. He's given up 5 this season in just over 30 innings. Can't get it, but Simmons will. 2 outs here in the ninth. And Tony Campana will hit for DeJesus. Boy, what a job Chris Medlin did. 3 perfect innings. High chopper. Venters will throw late. No chance to get the speedy Campana.
Campana taking advantage of the resiliency of that plate. Bounced that one right off of home plate by the time Venters waited on the ball to come down, wheeled and threw to first. Campana legged it out for an infield hit.
Castro is 1 for 4. Generous scorer's decision gave him that 1 hit.
And for Tony Campana, that was his 17th infield hit this year to go along with 7 bunt base hits. 24 of his hits didn't leave the infield of the 40 that he has this season.
Paul Mahalem, Randall Delgado tomorrow. Lefty versus righty. Matt Garza, Mike Minor. Righty versus lefty on Thursday. $27,834. The paid crowd tonight going to wait through 52 minutes of a rain delay before the first pitch. Swing and a miss. And the Braves even up this 4-game set. After the Cubs won last night, the Braves take a 10-3 decision tonight. The GMC player of the game.
I don't know.
Got to be Chipper Jones.
Yeah, you think? 5 for 5 with a double. His 3rd career 5-hit game on the night he was named to the National League All-Star team.
Braves putting this game away with 5 in the 5th, 4 more in the 6th. And the defense as well.
It's Brooks Robinson-like, fading away into foul territory. Perfectly timed his throw across the diamond for that out. What a night for Chipper.
Partner, enjoy the break. We'll see you back at Wrigley Field after the break. And for Bob and John Walsh, Skip Ellison, Tamara Anderson, and our entire crew, Len Casper saying so long from Turner Field. Braves 10, Cubs 3, your final. We're back with you Thursday night at 6 to wrap up this series against the Braves. In-game scoring provided by ScorePad. Happy Independence Day, everyone. You've been watching Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, now part of the NBC Sports Group.
So Chipper puts on a show as the Cubs winning streak comes to a screeching halt. Alongside Kip Lewis, I'm Pat Boyle back in our Comcast Sportsnet studios in downtown Chicago. Cubs Postgame Live is in the on-deck circle, but stick around after that for Sportsnet Central. It was billed as a pitcher's duel on the south side, but the Sox bats got to Roy Oswalt early and often. We'll have a full recap. The Southside Slugfest coming up.
And one of the biggest names in NBA free agency makes his destination known. We'll update you on where former Illini star Darren Williams is headed. And we'll sit down with former White Sox skipper Ozzie Guillen as he discusses, among other things, his relationship with former GM Kenny Williams. All that coming up on Sportsnet Central. But first, Cap and Holly are standing by. Horseshoe Casino Cubs Postgame Live is up next.
Helpful steps for parents can help. Take the first step today at BMO Harris Bank.
Must be nice, cheering on Team USA from the shallow end. Back in 08, we didn't have these U-verse wireless receivers that let you move the TV around wherever. No siree, Bob.
Who's Bob?
And if you didn't have a TV outlet, well, then you couldn't watch diddly squat.
You talk a lot.
You have no idea how good you have it.
It's not working.
Oof.
Get a wireless receiver in time for the Olympic Games. Get U-verse TV for $29 a month for 6 months. Rethink possible.
It's America's birthday, and also American Hondas. So we're celebrating with our first ever 4th of July sales event. We've got great deals on quality vehicles, but hurry in, because this party ends soon. Get 0.9% APR financing at your Honda dealer today.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Nissan. Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on. Innovation for all. Xfinity. Your home for the most to live sports. Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Midas. For brakes, oil changes, and tires. Trust the Midas touch. AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Honda. Visit your local Chicagoland Honda dealer for more information on current offers. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Horseshoe Casino.
And he bats with 3 on and nobody out, and he lines fair into the right field corner. McCann, Simmons, Hinsky, all in on a triple, and the Braves have the lead.
And they would not be stopped from that point on. The Braves blow out the Cubs. The win streak over. Braves 10, Chicago 3. Hello, welcome to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Horseshoe Casino. He is Todd Hollandsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Okay, Chris Volstad looked okay early, then this thing jumped the tracks quick.
Oh, within 10 pitches. Lost his aggressiveness. What you saw early from Chris was great. I mean, he got after it, 92, 93 miles an hour, using his fastball, mixing in his slider, was aggressive against the Braves hitter, got some swing and misses, got some hard-hit ball outs, but was aggressive, forced them to put the ball in play, did a very, very nice job. You break down that 5th inning, 10 pitches before they'd already scored 4 runs. I mean, goodness gracious. And then what does that tell you? I mean, that's a confidence thing. Chris Volstad had his confidence early, was getting some great defensive help. They're making plays out there behind him. He's got the lead, and he's cruising. Starts to unravel a little bit. He falls behind 2-0, 2-0 to a batter, to a hitter. Brian McCann gets a base hit. Next thing you know, you got a walk, another walk, and you get a pitching visit out to the mound, and next pitch you get a triple down the line, and this thing's blown wide open. So, I mean, that's really the sense of this ball game, is that Chris Volstad, again, the confidence is gone, and it seemingly loses. He loses it quickly. That's what concerns you. He does have the stuff to get big league hitters out. I absolutely believe that. But again, you start to break down the innings where this thing unravels, and you can clearly tell just by his facial expressions that his mojo is gone, and that he is worried about throwing strikes, because again, he is getting far off the plate and making mistakes.
Yeah, and then it got to 5-3, and then the Jason Hayward bomb to almost dead center, just left of center. And you see the numbers there as we look at our pitching recap. Volstad only lasted 4 1/3, 7 hits, 6 runs earned. He walked 2, punched out 3. Jair Jurgens, 0 earned runs, the category. He scattered hits, but he did enough to keep his team in the game.
Well, I'm not going to say that he doesn't deserve the win, but the Cubs had opportunity to put some pressure on him, certainly with 2 outs. took advantage of some Atlanta miscues, and they did just that. They were able to get 3 runs across. Yes, they're unearned runs, but I felt like they had a pretty good approach to him second time through. He threw an awful lot of changeups, a lot of sliders to our Cub hitters early in the ball game. He got some quick outs. Cubs hitters made some adjustments. I was impressed. Stayed back on some changeups. Brian LaHair lines the ball over the second baseman's head. A couple hits. Clevenger goes the other way. I felt like good at bats. They were ready to explode. I really got that sense. But then Volsted's inning, it just took the wind out of the sails. You felt like everything was gone, and then you kind of build on that. The 5th and 6th inning, the Braves bat around. You factor in all the walks, the standing around on defense, and next thing you know, this game's over with.
All right, Cubs lose 10-3, get pounded by the Braves. 2 teams back at it again tomorrow and Thursday to wrap up the series. Then it's off to New York. Now, it was a really good night for Chipper Jones. He's in his final season. He finds out today he is going to the All-Star game with Matt Kemp out with that hamstring injury. And tonight, Chipper, a 5-hit night.
Chipper Jones certainly going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, All-Star this year, deserved. You know what? I'm voting for him. We ran the question last night. Would you vote him to the All-Star game? Absolutely. I'm so excited to see him there. Former teammate of mine. I'm tell you what, he's a ball player, 100% all the way through. This man loves the game. He lives the game. He's the first person there, last one to leave each and every day. We saw it tonight. Great approach. I mean, used the entire field all night long. He made mistakes out over the plate. He took you down the left field line. Make a mistake inside with a fastball right there. He can still turn on you and make you pay. 5 for 5 tonight. He hasn't done that in 10 years, Cap. 4 RBIs. Nice game for him. A little tip to the crowd. And in the season in which, well, we all know it's going to be his last year. It's good to see him go out, well, not tonight, but throughout this series. I mean, this is going to be the last time the Cubs are certainly going to see him with a 5-hit performance. I know it's against our boys, but Chipper has been, he's been a pro all the way throughout his career, and certainly, again, like I said, a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Absolutely agree with you. So a huge night for Chipper, and again, finding out that he is going to the All-Star game. And the amazing thing about watching him hit, Dale Swaim has the 90-10 rule. He puts the shift on. Chipper finds a way to find a hole in the shift. He goes down the left field line. He pulls the ball to right field. He gets another hit to right field. He did everything no matter how they pitched him.
No, that's Chipper, and that's the game plan that he's had throughout his career. He takes pitches, lengthens his at-bats out, fouls off pitches. I mean, he's a dangerous hitter. I looked at him and always thought when I spent a very short period of time with him in my career was just that. I mean, this you see the home runs, you see the doubles, the ability to drive in runs. This guy was a professional hitter. He used the entire field, and you saw that tonight. That's what's so impressive. You make a mistake away, he's going to go and take you away. He's not going to go out and around. He's not going to cast. He's not looking to launch. He just plays the game of baseball. If it leaves the yard, it leaves the yard, and he did that quite often, too.
All right, let's talk about Cubs, how they were able to score. They were in command early. Volstad looked very good. Cubs down 1-0, able to come back and put a 3 spot up with some porous defense from the Atlanta Braves. But you go back to the Cubs' third, and they get some things going. David DeJesus, there's a ball that's got to be caught instead. It ends up putting him on base. Then Starlin Castro hits a ball that should be a fielder's choice, and it gets thrown away. I mean, just awful defense from the Braves.
Sloppy defense. You know what? You talk about the Atlanta Braves this year. I've had some conversations with Freddie Gonzalez about some of this stuff. I mean, this is why this team, they kind of mystify you. They get in these great stretches where they seemingly prove to you that they belong in the conversation with the Washington Nationals, and then they go through these stretches where they just don't play good baseball. And you felt like early in this ball game that was just the case. I mean, you had three mistakes right there. I'm not so sure the first one looked like it was a bad hop to me, caught the lip of the grass, but I'll tell you what, Uggla's throw into short left field scores a run, another 3-base error again, Cap. But yeah, lots of mistakes, and the best part about this was these are opportunities for the Cubs to score some runs. They put some guys on base, and then listen, they did a nice piece of hitting right there. Cleb going the other way, LaHair jumping on a changeup, which he saw earlier in his first at bat, making the adjustments and changing their approach. That's what Jair Jurgens did early in this ball game. He saw a lot of changeups. You saw a lot of sliders off the plate. Didn't want to pitch to contact. Clearly was going to feast tonight. Was going to try and feast on the Cubs' over aggressiveness, which we continue to see at times. They're going to swing early in the count. But you know what? The Cubs made some adjustments. Maybe not lengthening the at bat, but making an adjustment to the pitch. Again, 2 first pitch changeups right there. Guys stay back, put good wood on it, get line drive base hits.
All right, Cubs lose 10-3. We got to take a timeout. We still got a lot to do on our post-game show. More thoughts from Holly straight ahead here at Cubs Post-Game Live.
traveled all this way. Make it worth their while.
This is corporate headquarters. As you can see, I have a unique business. How do I compete with the big boys? Got this fancy business address, a marketing department, distribution center, got a great team, even a cafeteria.
That's mine.
From packing and shipping to printing and mailbox services, come into the UPS store for everything a small business needs.
I love logistics.
Doc? Doc? Goose!
Our technology builds some of the best tires in the world. Because when it comes to performance, we don't just play around.
Cheater, we said no 360s.
Who's up for some leapfrog?
You're all set, big guy. Sleep in 2 weeks.
All right, great. Thanks again. Take care. We'll see you next time. Hey, Shelly.
Hi, Mr. Randall. There you go. That's your balance for today. Let's get you guys set up. He's ready for the twins, Mrs. Martinez.
Prepare for the unexpected with an emergency fund. One of our helpful steps. Take the first step today at BMO Harris Bank.
Let's compare sports on Dish and DirecTV. DirecTV has every football game every Sunday, plus MLB Extra Innings, NASCAR Hot Pass, Yes Network, MSG, SNY, Gold TV, and interactive mixed channels with bonus coverage of all of the golf and tennis majors. And Dish has none of these. The most sports programming. Another reason why 30 million people agree. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
The road is full of possibilities in a Gerald Subaru. At Gerald Subaru, you'll get all that you're looking for in a driving experience, like safety, style, and affordability. And all Gerald Subarus are backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. Come in and get the 2012 Forester for $179 a month, or the 2012 Outback for only $239 a month. The driving possibilities are endless, only at Gerald Subaru. Gerald is always a better deal, guaranteed. Visit us today at geraldsubaru.com.
Time now for our Four Seasons heating and air conditioning. Who's hot, who's not so hot. Let's go back over the last 7 days. How about Kyle Loesch? 2-0 with a 2.45. James McDonald, 2-0. ERA up there. And Heath Bell, 3 saves till today. 0.00 ERA in 3 innings pitched. Man, you look at who's icy cold. Eric Bedard, look at that ERA, almost 8. Chad Billingsley, 0-2 with a 4.50. Trevor Cahill, 0-2 with a 4.91. Time now for our UPS store taking care of business play. Here comes Chris Volstad. And watch the defensive play by Starlin. Catch and gather himself and fire. Real nice double play. Looked like he double clutched here, but he's able to hang on to the ball, avoid the runner, and make the play.
No, Cap, he does. He double clutches right there to gather himself, to get his weight back under control, make a strong throw to first base. Is what you want to see. Love the athleticism that we continue to see up the middle. Both of these guys getting it done.
Time now for the Subway winning box score. Unfortunately, it's a Braves box score, and it's got a lot of numbers. One big old crooked number on there. Chipper Jones, 5 for 5, couple of doubles, knocked in 4. Michael Bourne, 3 RBIs on that triple. Just not a good night for Chris Volstad and the Cub pitching staff. Still to come on the show, Holly answers some of your questions on Twitter, and we'll look ahead to Game 3 of the series. Be right back.
Cubs Postgame Live is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Find unbeatable savings during the Menard Day sale. Get the best brands, best quality, and best price, period, on an unbeatable paint selection. Dutch Boy DuraWeather Max Bond uses advanced adhesion technology to create a one-step, no-prep, no-prime formula that provides superior one-coat coverage on chalky, dirty, previously painted and glossy surfaces. With a lifetime warranty, right now save $7 per gallon. That's $35 on 5-gallon pails.
Save big money at Menards.
Kids,
Do you know what it is that makes this country great?
The Constitution our forefathers wrote? Our unified belief in the American dream?
Yes. Those are some of the great things I was thinking of.
Celebrate America with a tour of America, only at Denny's.
What if the only schedule that mattered was your schedule? What if you could control your TV from wherever you went? With Xfinity, you can set your home DVR from anywhere, so you won't miss a minute of your favorites, and enjoy movies and shows wherever you go, all on multiple devices. You'll get all this and more included with Xfinity. Satellite has nothing like this. Switch to Xfinity TV from Comcast for $29.99 a month for 6 months and get Xfinity Stream Picks free for 3 months. Plus, ask how you could get up to $250 back. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
This Independence Day, get a total value of $7,500 when you trade up to Sierra with Extended Cab SLE Value Package. With an available 5.3-liter V8 engine with active fuel management, no competitor has better V8 fuel efficiency. Not Ram, not Ford. Celebrate Independence Day with $500 cash back for a total value of $6,500 on Sierra with Extended Cab SLE Value Package. Or trade up to get a total value of $7,500. GMC. Why just trade in when you can trade up?
Everyone likes a bit of order in their life. Virtual Wallet helps you get it. Keep track of spending, move money with a slide, and use the calendar, all to see your money how you want.
There are a lot of scary things out on the road. You never know what might pop up. Wearing your safety belt is the law, even in the back seat. It keeps you safe, and it could protect you from zombies.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by Cholula Hot Sauce, the flavorful hot sauce with the iconic wooden cap.
This Sunday, catch brand new game show that pits Cubs and Sox fans against each other in the ultimate test of knowledge. Batter's Box, presented by Midas, a weekly Cubs and Sox quiz show, hosted by the one and only Luke Stuckmeyer. Watch a new episode every Sunday at Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Time now for our Sports Authority play of the game. It's actually plays, because we've got to give the honor to the old man, 40-year-old Chipper Jones. Bases clearing double, 5-for-5 night. And then check out his defense when he gets done. By the way, Steve Clevenger, you got to tag the guy when he's coming home. Watch this play by Chipper. Real nice job in the 8th inning. Look at that, and gets it. Nice splits by Freddie Freeman, but that's a big-time play by the 40-year-old guy, hustling it over there. Really well done.
He's definitely been doing that for quite some time. Oof.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Horseshoe Casino. Nobody does more for the gambler than Horseshoe Casino. Just 20 minutes from downtown Chicago.
Traveled all this way. Make it worth their while.
Now listen to me. I've seen you grow as players and grow as a team. And no matter what happens out there, you will walk out of this locker room better than when you walked in. Win or lose, you are all champions.
These have always been the rooms where teams are built, and Sports Authority will always supply just the right tools. Because we have everything for every team with unbeatable values. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Every Domino's sandwich is made fresh with only our best ingredients.
They're not simply toasted. They're baked all the way through our pizza ovens.
It makes my mouth water right now, actually.
Order any of our oven-baked sandwiches or medium 2-topping pizzas. Choose any 2 for just $5.99 each.
Must be nice, cheering on Team USA from the shallow end. Back in 08, we didn't have these U-verse wireless receivers that let you move the TV around wherever. No siree, Bob. Who's Bob? And if you didn't have a TV outlet, well, then you couldn't watch diddly squat. You talk a lot. You have no idea how good you have it. I tried working. Oof.
Get a wireless receiver in time for the Olympic Games. Get U-verse TV for $29 a month for 6 months. Rethink possible.
This is Joe. He really likes the sun. Joe says the sun can give us all the energy we need without hurting the planet. He says there are people and companies who already know how to use the sun. We just have to get behind them. Can one solution to energy woes be found up in the sky? The possibilities are endless.
At Builder Surplus, we're smashing high prices with savings of 40 to 60%. Hi, I'm Tom Janke, president of Builder Surplus. We're one of the largest kitchen dealers in the entire Chicagoland area. Whether you're looking to do a simple apartment kitchen or you want to do a designer gourmet kitchen, Builder Surplus can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Come in and work with one of our professional designers to create your dream kitchen free of charge. Builder Surplus, located just 5 miles east of the Oak Brook Shopping Mall in Broadview.
Our pitching matchup for tomorrow's Game 3 of the series. Paul Mahalam coming off an excellent outing against Randall Delgado. Thoughts?
Yeah, Paul Mahalam looks to keep the ball down, and we talk about walks. 9 walks in this ball game, only 5 strikeouts. They got to be more efficient, certainly in that category, and be a little bit more aggressive.
All right, thank you for watching Horseshoe Casino. Cubs postgame live. Pat and Kip are next. We will see you on Thursday.
This is Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC.
One of the biggest names in the NBA free agent market makes his decision. Former Illinois star Darren Williams has decided to remain with the Nets. The point guard agrees to a 5-year, $98 million deal. Williams is only considering the Nets and his hometown Dallas Mavericks. And with that, we welcome you to Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC. Sitting alongside the man with his very own podcast, Pat Boyle. I know. I'm simply Kip Lewis. We'll let you know if the Blackhawks are still in the running for the top NHL free agents on the market.
We're going to hear from Ozzie and Mark Burley. They're on next week's podcast, by the way, on life away from the South Side. But that's where we start. 35th and Shields. First place Sox against a team with the best record in baseball, the Rangers. Chris Sale going for his 10th win on the year. He took the ball for probably the last time before the All-Star break. He was scheduled to go Sunday, but Robin Ventura said they will likely skip Sale in the rotation, allowing him to pitch Tuesday in Kansas City. In the first, after issuing a 2-out walk to Josh Hamilton, he gets Adrian Beltre and the fielder's choice. Bottom first, Sale. The Sox put this one on cruise control. Cue the fireworks.
And that ball hit high. Yeah! And the Sox take a quick 2-0 lead. For you, his first White Sox home run. And that ball hit deep to right center. Just a screaming Mimi humpback line drive. And it is 3-0 good guys. Mercy. And that ball hit deep in the left center field. Yeah! Third of the inning, and it is 4-0 White Sox.
They may run out of fireworks before tomorrow night's extravaganza. They weren't done. Second inning, Kevin Youkilis again singling through the left side. That plates Diaz. It's 5-0. Adam Dunn, who has more strikeouts against Roy Oswalt than any other pitcher, he doubles to right. It's 6 love good guys. And Paulie, well, he gets in the act. Another base hit here. Dunn, the former quarterback, well, he converts the PAT. Sox by a touchdown. We're just in the second inning. Go to the 5th now, 2 runs in, but 2 outs. Youkilis doubles with 2 away. Ramirez in, 10 on the board. Bases loaded for the captain. He singles the opposite way, that's 11. Alex Rios golfs one into right. And that ball's kicked away. 2 more runs will score, and they're not done quite yet. AJ Przinski digs in. Ron, I got your all-star nod right here. No question about that one. 4 hits, 7 runs, all with 2 outs against Yoshinori Tadayama. The curtain call for Przinski. Sale leaves after 7 1/3 to the standing O, giving up 1 run, striking out 4 in the 19-2 rout of the Rangers. It was the offensive barrage of the season for the Sox. They set a season high in runs, extra base hits, hits in an inning, runs in an inning, and runs batted in. And they tied a season high with 21 hits. Youkilis became the first White Sox to homer in his first at-bat at U.S. Cellular Field since Brett Morrell did it in 2010. And after the game, our Sarah Custa caught up with you.
We're going to just listen to them cheer for you. First at bat, 2-run homer. You have 4 RBI. After spending your entire career in one city, can you describe what it was like playing here tonight?
It was amazing. It was a great feeling, and just excited to be here in Chicago. And you know, I'm just excited just to play here every night, and again, great fans here. And I just want to say thank you guys. You guys were awesome, and I hope to try to do this every night, but I can't guarantee that.
We won't hold you to it, but for the entire team in the offense, 19 runs, 21 hits. Was there something that was especially working for you guys there at the plate tonight?
I think we just had good approaches at the plate and just put good swings on the ball. And I mean, balls were jumping tonight off our bats, and that's a great thing. We just got to carry that in, and you got to cherish these you know, big victories with a lot of runs, because it doesn't happen that much.
This league is quickly learning the name of Chris Sale. Throws a scoreless 7+ innings, 5 hits. What are your impressions of him, and how much has he really impressed you so far this year?
It's great. I was just glad I never faced him early on in the year. So he's an amazing guy, works fast, and you know, he's got good stuff. He's got, you know, that herky-jerky motion, and you got that fastball and the slider, and he just makes guys not want to get in that box.
Kevin, thanks so much for your time. Welcome to Chicago.
Thank you.
Sarah, Kevin, thank you very much. Take a look at this offensive output on the night on the south side. Uke, Alex Rios, AJ, and Alexei all had 3 hits apiece. You can back toward Beckham. We'll hear from his teammates. He went 0 for 3 in this one, the only starter to not reach base with a hit. Got much more on the Sox ahead on Sportsnet Central. You saw Sarah. She's in that Sox clubhouse right now. Get more on that huge offensive explosion and Chris Sale, and probably his last outing before next Tuesday's All-Star game. Our GMC professional grade player is, well, couldn't pick just one guy, so we give it to the entire White Sox offense. You can't really pick someone solo when you score season high with 19 runs and 21 hits, so we'll give it to everybody on the offense, even Gordon. Sox began the night with a 2-game lead over the second-place Tribe in the Central. Indians hosting the Angels and the phenom Mike Trout. Top of 5, Indians up 3, and Trout just missing down the right field line. He goes yard, 1 hop to the ballpark entrance, and we're tied at 4. Bottom 5, Michael Brantley lines one Albert Pujols. Pujols throws back home off the mark, 1 run will score, and then Jacob Hester throws back to the plate, but Jose Lopez kicks that one loose. After a pair of rain delays, the Indians win this one. 9-5 was your final in Cleveland. Here's our up-to-the-minute look at your AL Central standings. The Twins, they have a 7-6 lead on the Tigers. That's in a rain delay in the 8th inning, so the Sox lead remains 2 over the Indians, and it could be 4.5. if that score holds up and they get the game in against Minnesota and Detroit.
Anthony Rizzo gets a hold of one. Michael Bourne back on it. It's gone! Number 2 for Rizzo. And another go-ahead RBI.
Nobody could have predicted it a week ago, but the Cubs are as hot as the weather outside. Entering the night, the North Siders had won 4 consecutive games, allowing just 3 runs over that span. They've also won 6 of their last 7, and perhaps the only thing that could cool them off was Mother Nature. This game was delayed by 52 minutes in Atlanta by rain. Some fans getting a little sleepy during the wait. Chris Volstead making his first start since May 17th. He's 0-11 in his last 19 starts. Bottom first, man on for Chipper Jones. Hits one to left center. David DeJesus traps it. Michael Bourne scores. Just the beginning of a big night for Jones. It's 1-0 Braves. Top three, Cubs offense breaks through. Starlin Castro grounds to Dan Uggla, but he makes a terrible throw trying to get DeJesus at second. DeJesus would score on the error. We would be tied at 1. Next batter, Anthony Rizzo grounds into the fielder's choice, but Castro slides under the tag of Andeltron Simmons. Nice play by Castro there, so everybody is safe. Later in the inning, Brian LaHare singles to right center. That plates Castro. Cubs would add another to go up 3-1. But Volstead falls apart in the 5th inning. Bases loaded, nobody out for Bourne. He hits one into the right field corner just on the foul line. The bases clearing triple gives the Braves a 4-3 lead. After Bourne scored on a sac fly, Jason Hayward blasts a solo shot to center. Hayward has 6 homers in 16 career games against the Cubs. Volstead gives up 6 runs on 7 hits in just 4 1/3 innings. Bottom 6 now, bases loaded for the old man Jones. Doubles to right, 2-run score. Then Martin Prado is going to slide in under the tag at home. It's a bases clearing double for Jones, and it's 10-3. I don't understand it, Pat. I don't. Then in the 8th, Jones up again.
5 for 5. What did he tell you? Going out on top? Yeah, I'd say so.
Jones had half of Atlanta's hits, his 3rd 5-hit game of his career, and first one in 10 years. Braves win it 10-3. So Chris Volstead, well, not doing very well. Comes up short once again. He's now 0-7 on the season, giving up 6 runs in just those 4 1/3 innings. And Chipper Jones, all 40 years old of him, lights up the Cubs, going 5 for 5. Anthony Rizzo, the new young star of the Cubs, he does get another hit, but it doesn't matter because they lose the game 10-3. And in our Cubs postgame plus, our Todd Hollinsworth says Volstead once again has trouble staying out of a big inning.
Chris Volstead, again, the confidence is gone, and it seemingly loses it. He loses it quickly. That's what concerns you. He does have the stuff to get big league hitters out. I absolutely believe that. But again, you start to break down the innings where this thing unravels, and you can clearly tell just by his facial expressions that his mojo is gone and that he is worried about throwing strikes because, again, he is getting far off the plate and making mistakes.
All right, thanks, Holly. Chris Volstead continues to struggle. In his last 20 starts, he is 0-12 with an ERA approaching 6 in just under 108 innings pitched. He hasn't won a decision since July 10th of 2011. The weather is heating up, and apparently the Sox bats are too. We'll have more reaction to tonight's offensive outburst. Now that the Nets have Darren Williams in the fold, are they still a player for Dwight Howard? And where might the cream of the NHL's free agent crop land? We'll check in on what Zach Parisi and Ryan Suter's plans are up next. But first, here's tonight's U.S. Cellular text message trivia question. Who is the last pitcher with 20 straight winless starts in a Cubs uniform? Is it Danny Jackson? Is it Navarro, Traxel, or Young? Text the number of your answer to 29653. Standard messaging rates apply. We'll have the answer later on Sportsnet Central.
Sportsnet Central on Comcast Sportsnet is presented to you by the GMC Terrain. We are professional grade.
This Independence Day, get a total value of $7,500 when you trade up to Sierra with Extended Cab SLE Value Package. With an available 5.3-liter V8 engine with active fuel management, no competitor has better V8 fuel efficiency. Not Ram, not Ford. Celebrate Independence Day with $500 cash back for a total value of $6,500 on Sierra with Extended Cab SLE Value Package. Or trade up to get a total value of $7,500. GMC. Why just trade in when you can trade up?
We're here for the teachers, the people who explain how to do it and why. We share what we know and show them how, so vehicles and traditions keep running strong. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
I think you will be very pleased.
I don't know, dude. I was thinking more of a cube.
A cube?
Pharaoh's Dream. Just one of the newest and most popular slots, now at Ameristar. More fun.
Lord and Lady Havisham, Baron von Bacon.
Baron von Bacon. Just one of the newest and most popular slots, now at Ameristar. More fun.
Oh, Baron, you're such a pig.
Must be nice, cheering on Team USA from the shallow end. Back in 08, we didn't have these U-verse wireless receivers that let you move the TV around wherever. No siree, Bob.
Who's Bob?
And if you didn't have a TV outlet, well, then you couldn't watch diddly squat.
What are you talking about?
You have no idea how good you have it.
It's not working.
Ooh.
Get a wireless receiver in time for the Olympic Games. Get U-verse TV for $29 a month for 6 months. Rethink possible.
You're watching Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
Mentioned at the top, Darren Williams. He tweeted tonight that he's staying with the Nets. Former Fighting Illini guard will make the move with the Nets to Brooklyn. It's a 5-year deal worth around $99 million. With that deal in place, the Nets, well, they're not done. They're pursuing Dwight Howard, or Superman is pursuing them. At any rate, several outlets are reporting that the Magic and Nets are discussing a trade that would send Howard to Brooklyn for Brook Lopez, Marshawn Brooks, and 3 first-round draft picks. The Nets are looking for a third team to help make this whole thing happen.
The Bulls brass will have several big decisions to make over the next few weeks. There has been speculation C.J. Watson, Ronnie Brewer, and Kyle Korver could all be playing somewhere else next season. Now, according to the Tribune's K.C. Johnson, the Bulls have an interest in Rockets guard Courtney Lee. An easier task is assembling a summer league team. So far, 6 players are confirmed for the Bulls. First-round pick and point guard Marcus Teague will be joined by Leon Poe, who has a history with Coach Thibs from their time in Boston. Also, former Illini star Dimitri McCamey will get a shot along with others to show what they can do. Play begins July 13th in Las Vegas. John Cherna finished his Northwestern basketball career as the Wildcats' all-time leading scorer. However, he still was not selected in last week's NBA draft. Cherna will get a chance to work his way into the league. He just signed to play for the Atlanta Hawks in the Vegas Summer League as well.
Well, it sounds like the Blackhawks aren't content to make minor adjustments to a roster that hasn't got out of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs the last 2 seasons. The Blackhawks remain finalists for the most coveted free agent this summer, Zach Parise. He is back in Minnesota tonight trying to make what he calls a life-changing decision. It's believed that his offers are in the neighborhood of $100 million, which is a nice neighborhood, Kip.
Not bad. I'd live in that.
Last year, he had 31 goals and 38 helpers as he helped the Devils get to the Stanley Cup Finals. If the Hawks somehow land Parise, they would probably have to deal a member of their core group. While Nashville defenseman Ryan Suter's still looking for a deal, Jágr has his. Dallas Stars have reportedly agreed to a 1-year deal worth $4.5 million with Jaromir Jágr. 40-year-old tallied 54 points last year for the Flyers. His first time back in the NHL in 4 years. Well, tonight's Rangers-White Sox game was billed as a pitcher's duel. Sox offense made quick work of Roy Oswalt. We're going to hear from one All-Star, Chris Sale, and a guy who, well, he should probably be at that All-Star game, AJ, on the other side. Ozzie Guillen was upset with his team after their effort in Milwaukee, and Mark Burley tells us if his manager has changed now that he's the skipper in Miami.
For every famous curve, there's an equally thrilling, lesser-known counterpart waiting to be discovered. Conquer them with the Lexus IS Performance line. featuring the IS-250. Real performance demands real precision. Lease the all-wheel drive 2012 IS-250 for these terms and we'll make your first month's payment. Compliments of Lexus. See your Lexus dealer.
I love this city. Sox have always been a part of my life. It's baseball, but it's more than that. I can tell you where I was at almost any point in my life because of the Sox. Fans. We're more than fans. We appreciate this game.
My dad touched people's lives. People just loved him. And he's not here anymore, so I would love to get more of who he is, where he came from. I've never been on Ancestry.com before. I will put in first name, last name, New York. Oh, that's him. Oh, my daddy was 2. There's so many things I want to learn. I can't take my eyes off the screen.
Make your own discoveries with the help of Ancestry.com. Get started today.
Xfinity presents. In nearly a decade of dominance, no man has come close to beating Anderson Silva, except one.
Oh, yeah, he rocked him! He hurt him! And Chael hits him again, and again, and again.
He has beaten him up for the better part of 4 rounds.
This is do or die. Triangle, watch out! Triangle! Can he choke out Sonnen? He's dead! It's all over!
Order UFC 148 online at Xfinity.com/UFC.
Choices made right now, this very moment, will decide the rest of your life. With consequences that can never be reversed. If you drink and drive, you will lose your license. You will go to jail.
It was just one of those moments that will always be remembered in Chicago sports, I think. I always tell people I'm famous for 2 things in Chicago, striking out and getting punched in the face, so it's been a good ride.
Coming up on Saturday, Inside Look with A.J. Pierzynski, the catcher with an edge, has been part of many historical moments with the Sox. Chuck Garfien sits down with A.J. to discuss everything from his childhood to that infamous punch. Inside Look, Saturday at 7, only on Comcast Sportsnet. There's a good chance Mark Burley caught A.J.'s home run tonight in the Marlins clubhouse after his game was over. Longtime former Sox hurler told me sometimes his new teammates in Miami get on him for keeping tabs on his old team. Burley admits it took some time to get adjusted to the Marlins, but knowing his skipper Ozzie Guillen, well, it's helped the transition.
I think it's the same Ozzie. I mean, spring training, everybody's dying laughing. I'm kind of just sitting there straight faced because I've heard it for 8 years. You know, it's like same stuff he said, and I'm not laughing, but I look around and everybody is dying laughing. It's just, then I start laughing, thinking, you guys think this is funny? It's old news. You know, I've heard it for so long.
I've seen this comedian before.
Exactly, and I kind of told him, here, this is what's going to be said in the meeting. But you know, everybody loves him. I don't know what they had here before and how it was, but I know guys, the way they're reacting with Ozzie, the way he is, and the way he kind of is just himself. I know a lot of guys here like that.
What he went through at the beginning of the season with the suspension, having the history with him, did you feel for him with what he was going through?
I think, especially talking to him and hearing, you know, he couldn't sleep at night, and you could look at him, he looked like crap. Couldn't eat. I mean, I think anytime, especially for him, how vocal he is and outgoing and says what's on his mind, to hear him say that and realize it actually affected him. I mean, you know, he kind of realized that he made a mistake and had to fix things. But, you know, I'm glad. As I thought when it happened, it would blow over, just give us some time, and it has, so that's kind of good.
If the stars were ever aligned and things just worked out, could you ever see going back to the South Side in some capacity?
Of course. I mean, I don't know how much longer I'm going to play after these 4 years, so, I mean, I said that at the end of that last 4 years, but I think this is going to be pushing it. But yeah, I mean, I've no regrets. I mean, people ask me before, are you mad at them? No, I'm not. I mean, they've put me in this position. They put me in my life where I'm at. They set me up and with everything I have. So I can only be thankful for them. Yeah, would I love to go back there and finish my career? Yeah, probably. But it's, you know, if things happen. That's the business part of baseball, and that's the way it went. So turn the page and time to move on.
We'll move on at 11 o'clock on Sportsnet Central. Chat with Ozzie, who opens up about his strained relationships with Jerry Reinsdorf and Kenny Williams.
Do you think you'll